in Florida to plan an attack on Baltimore's power grid in an effort to further their racist mission. Sarah Beth Clendaniel was working with Brandon Russell to plan a series of sniper attacks on Maryland electrical substations. The arrests add to a growing list of similar cases, as authorities warn the American electrical grid could be a target for domestic terrorists. John Scott reports.
Days after crews released and burned toxic chemicals being transported by a train that derailed in eastern Ohio, residents remain concerned about toxins that could be lingering in their evacuated neighborhoods. People are still being kept away from their homes in East Palestine, Ohio, as well as adjacent areas in western Pennsylvania. More on these stories at townhall.com.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for the flag of the United States of America.
I know what you're expecting to hear right now, the announcement of today's KSVIP. Well, I don't have a name for today, and I need your help. If you know someone who needs to be recognized for being a very special person, call right now, 746-2751. Ask for Tana and schedule a KSVIP. Your special someone will be recognized at this time all day long on their day, and they'll receive a flower courtesy of Lovebud Floral in Artesia. So call today and schedule your KSVIP.
They see me mowing my front lawn. I know they're all thinking I'm so white and nerdy. Think I'm just too white and nerdy. Think I'm just too white and nerdy. Can't you see I'm white and nerdy? Look at me, I'm white and nerdy. I wanna roll with the gangsters. So far they all think I'm too white and nerdy. Think I'm just too white and nerdy. Think I'm just too white and nerdy. I'm just too white and nerdy. Really, really white and nerdy. My class here at MIT. Got skills, I'm a champion of D&D. MC Escher, that's my...
Hey, welcome once again to the Good Morning Artesia radio show. We are rolling through, what is today? Wednesday, the February the 8th. So I think we're getting things... good to go last night. Did you watch the big event last night? I did. We had it up on the big screen TV. We watched it. I had it on the computer, and the Goddard Lady Rockets lost to the Lovington Lady Wildcats last night. And Lovington got... I'm trying to remember the last time Lovington girls got a district win. It's been a while. So yeah, that was the big event last night, and so the first half of District 4 4A is done, and the Artesia Lady Bulldogs lead the district after the first run through the district season. They're 3-0, and then everybody else is 1-2, 1-2, 1-2, 1-2. So that's what we've got going on. Coming up on Friday night Lovington will be at Artesia, and Portales will be at Goddard. And we'll see how that goes. If Artesia wins on Friday night, they'd be 4-0. Lovington would fall to 1-3. And whoever wins between Goddard and Portales would be 2 games behind with 2 games left at 2-2, whether that's Goddard or Portales, depending on what happens. But yeah, Lovington beat Goddard last night, 48-38. It was a 7-point lead with time running out. Time was about to tick off the clock. It was about to end, and the young lady from Lovington launched a 3. I don't know that was the best thing to do, maybe because they've played from behind for so long. It was just natural instinct. You know, we're down, it doesn't matter, launch a shot. And it went in, so it wound up being a 10-point win for Lovington, and that was in Roswell last night. That was at Goddard High School. So that's what it is for the girls' district right now. The first half is done, and Artesia's 3-0. Goddard, Portales, and Lovington are 1-2 each. And then on Friday night, we'll start the second half of the district season. There'll be games on Friday night, Tuesday of next week, and Friday of next week. And then we will know, hopefully by then, who the district champion is. That was kind of a big win for Artesia, Lovington getting the win last night. So now, again, if Artesia does their thing on Friday night against Lovington and they win, they'll be 4-0. They'll be 2 games ahead of either Goddard or Portales, and with games against Goddard and Portales next week. And depending on who gets the win in Roswell on Friday night, we'll see whether or not Artesia can lock down the district championship on Tuesday at Portales. But that remains to be seen. Got to take care of business as we go. We're going to talk to some Lady Bulldog basketball players this hour. I know we're talking about, with our schools segment, the career technical education. We're going to meet some of those instructors. I'm pretty positive that's what we're doing. We've got our mayor visit in the 8 o'clock hour, and then in the 9 o'clock hour, let's see here. What do we have coming up in the 9 o'clock hour? I was looking at that. Let's see. I can close that. Open that. We should have Ocotillo Comedy Troupe is supposed to be here today, and CVE. So full schedule. Let's go ahead and get started. Take a look at our weather forecast, and looks like already we're off to a little better start than we were yesterday, Steve.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Low pressure over western Texas is heading out of the area. Maybe a few lingering clouds early today, but we get sunshine this afternoon, and our highs about 60 across the whole area. Clear tonight, low 30s and a little bit breezy, and then we get a sunny and windy Thursday. Gusts up to 35 miles per hour. Our afternoon high will be a little cooler, right around 50, fair Friday. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
All right, Steve-O, thank you very much. Right now, it is sunny over Artesia. We've got 28 degrees. Our humidity is at 80%. The dew point is 23. Our winds are west-northwest at 4 miles per hour. Our pressure at 30.29 and steady. Our air quality is 36, so we have good air quality at this hour. Sunset will occur at 5:36 this afternoon, and sunrise will occur at 6:46 in the morning. Around the region, we've got mostly sunny skies, 32 in Carlsbad, 28 in Roswell. They're actually experiencing some flurries, and 31 degrees in Hobbs at this hour. And if we, I'm looking at the radar, and yeah, there's a little area of flurry activity that goes from Hobbs up around Lovington towards Denver City, and then continues on north from there. So it's kind of this little patch of snow flurries, but it's rapidly moving off to the north and shouldn't be an issue for anybody much longer there. But that's kind of weird. Let's see. Albuquerque is partly cloudy and 27. Santa Fe is mostly sunny and 20. Cloudcroft 19. Sunshine 20 in Ruidoso. Sunny and 27 in Las Cruces. Clear and 17 in Farmington. Sunny and 12 at Red River. Mostly sunny, 26 in Clovis. Cloudy skies and 34 in Lubbock, Texas. And it's sunny and 29 in El Paso, Texas. And again, here in Artesia, Texas, it is 28 degrees and sunny out there. Lunch menus. Let's see what we've got here on the lunch menus. Ham and cheese croissant for breakfast today. Lunch today will be the pizza stick with sauce, mac and cheese, steamed carrots, and golden apples. Wonder what made the carrots mad today. So it's pizza stick with sauce, mac and cheese for lunch today in the Artesia schools. Senior meal site today, pulled pork sandwich, French fries, mixed vegetables, and mandarin oranges. So it's pulled pork sandwich today at the senior meal site. At the library today, they are going to do the advisory council meeting today. They normally have that on the first Wednesday of the month, but because the weather was all kind of cloudy and dreary and cold and all that kind of nasty stuff, they rescheduled the advisory council meeting for today. So anyone who wants to appear before the advisory council, have some thoughts and suggestions for the senior center, be there today, 9 o'clock, for the advisory council meeting. Exercise videos at 8:15. The Tops Takeoff Pound Sensibly group meets at 9. The jewelry class at 9:30. After lunch, it'll be the wood burning at 1 o'clock, the bridge and train, dominoes at 1 o'clock, and the sewing at 1:30. Tomorrow, Thursday, is the first day of low-income tax rebate assistance. They'll be there to help you get your forms filled out so that you can get them filed. And that'll be 9 to 11 and 1 to 3 tomorrow at the senior center. Also, J&J Home Care blood pressure checks tomorrow at 10 o'clock at the Artesia Senior Center. At the library today, it's going to be Yarn United. They're going to be gathering at noon o'clock today. Yarn United is a social hour for yarnsters. Knitters and crocheters can bring projects. And or start one with the materials that they provide and gab with like-minded souls. So Yarn United is meeting today at noon o'clock at the Artesia Public Library. They are having their book sale. The Friends of the Library book sale is coming up Friday and Saturday, so keep that in mind. If you are a bargain hunter for books, the Friends of the Library book sale is Friday and Saturday at the Artesia Public Library. Schools, the after-school fine arts program begins at 3 o'clock this afternoon at Hermosa School. That'll be 3 to 4:45. The after-school fine arts today at Hermosa School. Birthdays. Dee Fuson has a birthday today. Karen Reed, Charlie Bolden, Lupe Chacon, and Juan Lugo, all celebrating birthdays today. Happy birthday to Dee, Karen, Charlene, Lupe, and Juan, who all have a birthday on this date, Wednesday, February 8th, 2023. Okay, that gets us through that segment. We'll take our first break of the day, and then we'll come back. Let's see, I need to finish this up here. Let me do that. Okay, we'll take the first break of the day, and we will be back with some Lady Bulldog basketball conversation. That's coming up next on Good Morning Artesia.
It's Valentine's Day, and you're not sure what to get for your Valentine? Give the gift of flowers from Teleflora and Lovebud Floral in Artesia. Teleflora arrangements feature beautiful, fresh roses in red or pink, delivered in a selection of keepsake vases. Your Teleflora Valentine gift can be delivered to your sweetheart at home, at the office, or across the country, wherever she may be. Order right now before you forget. Lovebud Floral and Gifts, 575-748-1010, or stop by 1010 West Main, Artesia.
can't believe I just scratched that car. Find my insurance card.
Dude, what do you have in this glove box? Ew, are these socks dirty?
Oh, forget about the socks. I need my insurance card.
Just pull it up on the State Farm mobile app.
But I can do that? Oh, hey, I can do that.
Yep, it's called service.
I can file a claim on here, too?
Yeah, it's called service.
Whoa, I can call my agent, too?
It's called service.
In Artesia, contact Sandy Stockton at 575-748-1111.
Edge Safety and Services LLC in Artesia, New Mexico has an immediate opening for a safety technician. Position requires a clean driving record and must be able to pass a drug and alcohol screen. Edge Safety offers great pay with IRA benefits and employer contribution towards health benefits. Please email resumes to edgecoding@yahoo.com or apply in person at 402 West Main Street inside the Edge Safety and Services facility. Edge Safety and Services LLC is an equal opportunity employer.
1 gig internet is available in Artesia and Carlsbad from PVT. Level up your internet for the speed and Wi-Fi you need to boost game consoles, computers, streaming devices, and all your home's other connected devices to peak performance with no data limits. PVT broadband internet with speeds up to 1 gig, powered by PVT's whole home managed Wi-Fi, takes your game or home office to the next level. Call 575-748-1241 or visit PVT at www.pvt.com today to get connected.
This is John.
Hey, my name is John Jackson.
He's not some actor. He's a steward of the land with a John Deere 3 Series tractor. John runs with us. Nothing runs like a Deere. Get a 3 Series tractor with 0% APR for 72 months at your John Deere dealer today. For additional cost information, please call toll-free 855-633-2316.
Stop by Pecos Valley Equipment in Artesia or Roswell, or visit us online at pecosvalleyequipment.com.
At Guy Chevrolet Company in Artesia, we understand the demands of everyday life, from work to school and all the activities in between. When you're on the go, you need the right transportation at the right time, and we can help. Let our professional sales team assist you in finding the right truck or SUV to handle your daily needs. From hauling kids to hauling equipment, we have the right Chevy, Buick, or GMC to make your life easier. We're here and ready to help today at Guy Chevrolet Company on the corner of 1st and Main in Artesia or at guychevy.com.
Pecans are a big deal here in Chaves County. We have some of the biggest orchards in the country, and lots of us have pecan trees in our yards. Hi, this is Jim Gill from Roswell Seed Company. Whether you have one pecan tree or 1,000 of them, this time of year, every pecan tree needs fertilizing. So come see us at Roswell Seed Company, and we'll get you fixed up with the right fertilizer for your pecan trees, so that next year, your nuts will be big and beautiful. And that's all I'm going to say about that.
In volatile times, it's natural to worry about your retirement.
Hon, I'm worried about our retirement account.
With today's economy, it just makes sense to keep your retirement money close to home with people you know. We have several guaranteed safe options. Peace of mind with retirement savings. It just makes sense. Western Bank of Artesia. Member FDIC. It just makes sense.
Welcome back on the Good Morning Artesia radio show. We're kind of scrambling around. I made a boo-boo. I left my phone at home. Can you guys live without your phone? Yeah, it's possible. Grab those microphones, pull those things closer to you so we can hear your wonderful voices today. We have Kimber Beltran today. Good morning, Kimber.
Good morning.
And Claudia Castillo. Good morning, Claudia.
Good morning.
Guys up and at 'em, ready to go? Have you already been to the gym? Already worked out? Already ready to go?
Well, we were supposed to, but then, like, usually when you come to the radio, like, you leave early, so you miss out on all that. But it's okay.
It's okay. All right. Well, I'm trying not to keep you from practice
No,
or
it's
whatever.
okay.
So that's good. I asked you when you came in, did you guys go to Roswell, or did you watch the Lovington Goddard game last night?
We got to watch it online, but all of our coaches, like, took a coach trip and went up there and watched it in person, so.
Okay. So Lovington got the win, and I think that's the first time in a while they've gotten a district win.
Yeah, I can't remember the last time they have won a game in district, but that's good for them. It's good for us, too, so.
Yeah. So what do you guys think when you're watching the game? Did making notes, or are you thinking about what you need to be ready for Friday?
I guess I was thinking, I don't know. I wasn't impressed, I guess. I don't know, that sounds wrong, but I think it like helps us a lot, and I think we know what we can do better already, and so I'm not worried about it, I guess.
How about you, Claudia? Did you watch the game last night?
I couldn't. I was actually in Roswell, but I went out there to go to Target. To go to Target.
Priorities, right?
Yes.
So, well, that's good. So Artesia's 3-0. You have to be pretty excited about the first half of district season. Claudia, what do you think about 3-0 at this point in time?
I think it's pretty exciting. Like, last year, was it different? Last year was different, yeah. But we're doing better this year. Good. How about you, Kimber? You exactly where we're supposed to be, right?
Yeah, I'm excited to
Yeah.
see.
Well, that's good because you've got Lovington here, and then next week you've got at Portales on Tuesday, and then Goddard here on next Friday. So, Claudia, what have you been working on? What have you been trying to get better at this season?
Probably like being more like aggressive and going to the basket, and then like working on post moves.
Okay. Have there been some places that you've gone, some games that the Lady Bulldogs have been in that have been pretty memorable this year so far?
I would say the Goddard game and the Hobbs game, like, because we had the first point, or Coda had the first point, so
Yeah.
that was pretty, that was exciting.
Is that one of those goals there when you're playing Hobbs? We're going to score first.
I think it's like her reaction too, like her happiness. Yeah, she was so happy. I think that, yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Kimber, what have you been working? Oh, thank you. What have you been working on this year and improving on, trying to get better at?
I think for me a goal has been rebounding, which we've all been working on, boxing out and rebounding a lot. But I think that's one thing like I know I could do a lot better on, so something like that.
Been working on that. Any so far this year? Any places that the team's been? Any games that stand out in your mind? Pretty memorable games.
I think when we played Gadsden here, and I don't know, it was just a fun game. Like everyone got to play, and it was just, I don't know. We played really good. So.
Yeah. Now you guys, the team's been on some tournament trips. You've been to Cruces and Albuquerque. Has there been any place else other? Obviously, you had the tournament here, but have you traveled any place else for tournaments other than those two?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. So now it's hopefully the next trip you're going to take is for state.
Yes.
And go up there, play at the pit, and all that. Have either one of you have you watched a game in the pit, played a game in the pit? How close have you gotten to the pit? Driven by on the road there?
I have neither. Well, I know a bunch of people went for the boys' game, but I didn't.
Okay, so you hadn't ever been to the pit, Claudia? You ever?
I have, because my brother, he played basketball when he was in high school, so.
Yeah. So how old were you when you went to the pit that time? Do you remember?
I was, I think, 5th grade.
5th grade?
5th grade, yeah.
So it had to be pretty impressive.
Yeah, it was. It
So
was.
did you think at that time that someday you're going to get to play there?
A little, but not that much.
Yeah. So, well, that'll be fun if you get to go, and of course you got a few games that you gotta take care of. How's school going right now? What's happening at school?
Nothing much, honestly. It's kind of just the same as usual, but it's been good. So.
Yeah. Do we need any more snow days?
I think we do need some more snow days. You could always use some snow days.
Yeah, you won't get one today, Claudia. How's school going? Anything happening at school right now?
No, just the same tests and homework. A lot of homework.
A lot of homework.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who assigns the most homework of all your classes?
Miss Burnett.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Chemistry. So what are you supposed to do at home with chemistry?
We have this thing called WebAssign on the computer, and then has a bunch of problems every night. So for me it's kind of hard, but I always look at my notes. So.
Okay, well that's good. How do you get all that in and still have time for Target?
Oh, well, I put Target first and I put my homework aside, so.
Kimber, how about you? What's your
Well,
biggest homework class right now?
mine would be Miss Burnett too, but I don't have the same class. I take anatomy, and it just depends on the day, though. I mean, all we do, we just read in class and then we take notes. But sometimes your notes have to be more like detailed, and so it's not that bad.
So what's the Kimber Beltran tip for taking notes?
I'm not the best at taking notes, but I think using colors helps a lot.
Okay.
And reading before you write down, I guess, if that makes I don't know how to word it, but yeah.
How about you? What's your Claudia, your tip for taking notes? What's the best way to take notes?
I think being using a lot of colors, and then writing each topic differently, or summarizing stuff like that.
Yeah, that's all important to help you pass your tests. You guys doing good on your grades right now?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
well, you're still playing basketball, so that's a good thing. So what, are you both juniors, or?
Yes, sir.
Both juniors, okay. And so you got one more year of school after this. Of course, you're right in the middle of the basketball season. Let me ask you this. After basketball season is over with, are you going to do any spring sports?
Yeah, we both do track.
Both do track? Okay. Claudia, what are you hoping to do on track this year?
Discus.
Discus? Okay. Did you do that last year?
Yeah, I did that last year.
Okay. Did you get a state qualifying time or distance or whatever?
No.
How close were you?
I don't remember. Yeah, I don't remember.
Okay. So what do you do to practice for discus? What's the routine there?
Well, working on my spin move and then releasing it at a good time. So.
Okay. And Kimber, what are you on the track team? What do you hope to do for track this year?
I do shot put and discus.
Shot put and discus. Okay. How heavy is the shot put?
It's just 8 pounds.
Just 8 pounds?
Well, yeah.
It's not like a bowling ball, is it?
No, thank goodness.
Could you imagine? No. So do you do that last year, shot put last year?
Yes, sir.
Do you have a state qualifying time?
Well, I qualified for state, but I don't know, state's a lot different than throwing here, so I didn't do too good at state, but it's okay.
What's the difference?
I don't know. I guess my nerves just got to me, and I don't know.
Well, don't
I know, yeah.
worry about anything else. Just do your thing, right?
Yes, sir.
So you hope to do that this year?
Yes, sir.
Shot put? Do you have a routine, or how do you practice for shot put? Is there a special food you're supposed to eat?
No, we just get a lot of throws in. It's not anything special. You just repetitive. You know?
So who's your discus shot put coach?
For discus, it was
Coach Rod.
Yeah,
okay.
Rodriguez. And then shot put, we've had, since I've been there, my freshman year, we've had 3 different coaches already. So, and I think we're getting a new coach this year too. But I'm pretty sure it's supposed to be Coach Blakey from basketball. So
okay. Must be tough being a shot put coach since they've had a little turnover there. The shot put coach. Well, good. As we started to say earlier, both juniors, have you given any thought at all to what you might want to do after you graduate? Claudia, you said you have. What are you thinking about?
I want to go to college and then major in biology or a science, but not chemistry. not chemistry. I'm terrible at chemistry. And then I want to become an ophthalmologist, an eye doctor.
Okay, that's good. That's important. You could help her with her glasses.
Yes.
So, have you given any thought, Kimber, what you might want to do?
I want to go to college, but I'm not sure where, and I don't know what I want to major in either. So.
But you do want to go to college?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Well, that sounds exciting. You guys got already thinking about what you're going to do this summer? Any big trips to Target planned or anything like that?
Yeah. Yeah, I do.
Lots of those.
I plan on getting a job during the summer. So.
Okay. What would you like to do?
I don't know. I really want to work at the library, but then my friend said she works at Fat Straw, so she kind of convinced me to work there too. So.
Okay. Well, that'll be fun. Library or Fat Straw, one or the other. You know. Kimber, you want to work during the summer, or you just want to take time off? Or
I would like to work, but it just gets like confusing with like summer volleyball and basketball. And then I know we're taking a trip for my sister Coda for like her senior year, so I'm not sure when that will be or where, but yeah.
Well, it sounds exciting. Get to go see the sights of the country or some other country or something like that. Well, that's good. Anything you wanna add? Anybody you want to say hi to? Any?
No, not really.
Claudia's thinking over here. No,
I don't think so.
Okay. Well, good luck on Friday night. You have 3 games left in district, and then the district tournament, and so let's see. That's 4 wins in a row, right? And then 3 more. Well, you have the home game for the state, and then 3 more. So do my math. So that's just 8 more games to win, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Well, good. Well, good luck with all that. Thanks for coming in today. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Claudia Castillo and Kimber Beltran, and we'll see you guys on Friday night.
Okay, thank you.
All right. We're going to take a break for some news items and be right back on the Good Morning Artesia radio show.
Now your Pecos Valley news update. I'm Jared Cirillo. Authorities on Tuesday called off a 2-day search effort for a jet skier who went missing on Brantley Lake. Eddy County Sheriff's deputies responded to the state park on Sunday when the man was reported missing. A statement from Marine Enforcement Officer Ramon Carrillo said 2 men were working on a jet ski. They were testing it on the water. They went into Champion Bay, but the jet ski broke down again, and they were blown into deeper water by the wind. Only one of the men was able to get back to shore. Neither man was wearing a life jacket, Carrillo said. The missing man's name was not released. A proposed state Senate bill that calls for people accused of certain violent crimes to remain jailed with no bond until trial could cost the state up to $15 million each year. That's according to a legislative analysis obtained by a newspaper. The Santa Fe New Mexican said the fiscal impact report by the Legislative Finance Committee also cites concerns about whether the measure might violate the state's constitution. You're up to date. I'm Jared Cirillo reporting.
What's in a name or reputation to bring you service and quality? What's in a name?
At Lowell's Pharmacy, we're ready with your flu shot. Flu shots prevent millions of illnesses and flu-related doctor's visits every year. Getting the flu shot has been shown to reduce the risk of having to go to the doctor with flu by 40 to 60%. So take time to visit Lowell's Pharmacy in Artesia and get your flu shot.
It's time for the Eddy County Sports Report. Well, the first half of the district basketball schedule is over for the Carlsbad Cavemen, and so far so good, as both the Cavemen and Cave Girls have rolled to 3-0 marks in league play. Let's start with action from last night. On the boys' side, it was Carlsbad beating Clovis at home by a score of 48-40. Carlsbad now is 16-7 overall, 3-0 in district play. Meanwhile, the girls went to play at Clovis, and tough task as Clovis came into the game 17-4, but Carlsbad wins it by a touchdown and a 2-point conversion. 35-27 was the final score. Carlsbad is now 21-2 overall and 3-0 in district play. So good job, Cavemen and Cave Girls. The Sports Report brought to you by DSI. Call DSI for all your office technology needs. I'm Eric Butler at KSVP Radio AM 990.
Gen Z employees have begun following a viral TikTok trend that can and should come back to haunt them later. I'm Kim Commando, and I use ExpressVPN. Secure your online data and get an extra 3 months free at expressvpn.com/Kim. It's called the no 2-week notice viral trend. Here's what happens. Gen Zers simply quit a perfectly good job and post a video all about it on their social media. In most cases, they don't even tell the employer that they've quit. They just stop showing up or working remotely. These Gen Zers call it self-care. Legally, it's called job abandonment. It's not a crime, but it can prevent the quitter from getting unemployment benefits. Worse, almost all companies check with past employers and look at social media accounts before hiring. Gen Zers should remember the old saying, good judgment comes from experience, and a lot of that comes from bad judgment. Hey, be a smarty pants the easy way and get my daily longer podcast. It's called Kim Commando Today. These days, every new potential hire can feel like a high-stakes wager for your small business. You want to be 100% certain that you have access to the best qualified candidates available. That's why you have to check out LinkedIn Jobs. LinkedIn Jobs helps find the right people for your team faster and for free. Add your job in the purple hashtag hiring frame to your LinkedIn profile to spread the word that you're hiring. Simple tools like screening questions make it easy to focus on candidates with just the right skills and experience so you can quickly prioritize who you'd like to interview and hire. It's why small businesses rate LinkedIn Jobs #1 in delivering quality hires versus leading competitors. LinkedIn Jobs helps you find the candidates worth interviewing. Did you know every week, nearly 40 million job seekers visit LinkedIn? Post your job for free at linkedin.com/Kim. That's linkedin.com/Kim to post your job for free. Terms and conditions apply. The address again, linkedin.com/Kim, linkedin.com/Kim.
Turpinning & Son Mortuary of Artesia presents a listing of today's obituaries. We do not have any new announcements to share with you, but we do have 2 reminders. A memorial service is scheduled for 10 a.m. Saturday, February 11th at Turpinning & Son Chapel for Patricia Ann Dudley of Artesia. Mrs. Dudley passed away on February 1st at the age of 66. Dickie Townley will officiate at the services. Cremation will take place under the direction of Turpinning & Son Mortuary. And this reminder, a memorial service is scheduled for 11 a.m. Saturday at West Main Baptist Church for Stephen Mark Joyce of Artesia. Mr. Joyce died February 1st at the age of 63. Jason Kraft will officiate at the services. Cremation will take place under the direction of Turpinning & Son Mortuary. This listing has been presented as a service of Turpinning & Son Mortuary of Artesia, where we make it personal. Well, we're going to jump to the Wall Street Business Report because President spoke last night, and markets have time now to maybe react to all the wonderful things that were talked about last night. Let's see what the markets are doing today.
With the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Bill Alexander. U.S. stocks gained in choppy trading on Tuesday as investors digested comments from Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell about how long the fight to tame inflation may take. His comments came after a strong jobs report last week stymied rising hopes of less aggressive monetary policy. BP reported a record profit of $28 billion for 2022 and hiked its dividend, but infuriated climate activists by cutting back on plans to slash oil and gas output and reduce carbon emissions by 2030. The profit follows similar reports from Shell, ExxonMobil, and Chevron last week. Delta Airlines said Tuesday it will raise pay for its non-union employees by 5% on April 1st and increase a pool used for merit raises. Among those getting the increases will be flight attendants and ground workers. The wage hikes come as travel rebounds and the labor market remains tight. For the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Bill Alexander in Washington.
Jennifer from Trustmark Roofing here, and I can tell you it's not always easy being a female in a male-dominated business like roofing. I remember one time I was at a meeting to bid on the roof for a local college, and it was me and 13 men. Well, I won that bid, and I'd like to win your business too. My dad was a contractor, and I've been around building and roofing my whole life. I'm licensed and bonded, and I've forgotten more about roofing than most roofers ever knew in the first place. But what really sets Trustmark apart is an obsessive attention to detail that ensures that everything goes smoothly the first time. I promise we will treat you right with respect and we will make you happy. So yeah, it might be a bit odd for a woman to own a roofing company, but give us a try. Let us give you an estimate for your roof. I think you'll be glad you called. For all your roofing needs, call us at 575-755-ROOF or find us online at TrustmarkRoofPros.com.
Trustmark Roofing, we put people first.
Prepare for a tale of malice, murder, and meatballs. The Ocotillo Comedy Troupe presents Who Poisoned His Meatball? Coming to the Ocotillo Performing Arts Center February 17th through the 19th. Performances are Friday and Saturday, February 17th and 18th at 7 p.m. with a Sunday matinee at 2 p.m. Tickets are just $15 for adults and can be purchased at the box office or at ArtesiaArtsCouncil.com. Who Poisoned His Meatball? February 17th through the 19th at the Ocotillo Performing Arts Center. Ad paid for through Artesian Lodgers Tax.
Welcome to Answers with Ken Ham.
presented by the Coalition of Christians for Biblical Creation and Harvest Fellowship. CCBC is an interdenomination coalition of Christians from Artesia who believe that the account of origins presented in the Genesis is a simple but factual presentation of actual events and provides reliable basis for man's worldview and a framework for scientific investigation into the question of the origin and history of life. Answers with Ken Ham is brought to you by Harvest Fellowship at 2307 West Main in Artesia. To learn more about Harvest Fellowship, call Pastor Ronnie Williams at 746-6195. Now, today's Answers with Ken Ham, presented by Harvest Fellowship, 2307 West Main in Artesia.
According to their kind. This is Ken Ham on an apologetics mission to strengthen the global church with God's Word. This week, we're looking at how God created everything. Well, Genesis chapter 1 tells us God created everything according to their kinds. This means each kind will reproduce more of its own kind. One kind won't change into another kind. In other words, dogs produce dogs, cats produce cats, and elephants produce elephants. Of course, this is exactly what we observe. Now, some Christians argue that God used evolution to create, but evolution involves the change of one kind into another. And yet the Bible says God created plants and animals according to their kinds. No, God didn't use evolution to create. God spoke life into existence.
Discover more about the origin of life when you visit us at AnswersRadio.com and subscribe for free daily email insights from Ken Ham when you go to AnswersRadio.com.
We're back on the Good Morning Artesia radio show, and this month on our school segment, we are talking about career technical education. We've had Mr. Parker and Mr. Greer in talking about the new building that's going to be built, and we're going to meet some of our career technical education instructors. We have Jennifer Humble. Good morning, Jennifer.
Good morning.
And Randy Kirkpatrick. Good morning,
sir.
Randy.
Good morning.
And Haley Goff. And Haley, you wanted to kind of introduce these two instructors. Tell us a little bit about what they do.
Absolutely. It'd be my honor to introduce them. Mrs. Humble teaches our business classes. She's also our BPA advisor and our student council advisor, one of our two student council advisors. She's everything at Artesia High School. If you need to know anything, you need to do anything, Miss Humble's your person. Mrs. Kirkpatrick teaches our family consumer science classes. Currently, she's teaching child development 1 and 2, nutrition, and clothing and design. And when we do move into our new building, culinary arts will be incorporated as well. And she's just taken that program, and it has grown over the last few years that she's been working on it.
Okay. Well, let's start with Jennifer. Which one of your exciting programs do you want to start talk about first?
Well, I guess I'll talk about BPA. It's
Okay.
Business Professionals of America. And kids that take my classes are able to compete, and actually anybody in the school can compete. It's just easier if you're in my class because you get a chance to really learn all the different contests and practice. But I teach accounting 1 and 2. I teach office technology, which we cover Microsoft Word, PowerPoint, Publisher, and Outlook. And then I also teach business computer applications, where we cover Excel and Access. And so students can compete in all of those types of activities. And they can also compete in interview skills, prepared speech, ethics and professionalism, small business management team. I'm trying to think of all the things we're competing in this year. There's like over 75 different possible contests. The kids usually compete in 2 different events. They will compete at regionals, which is basically Roswell, us, Goddard, Hagerman, this area. If you do well there, you get to go to state, which is in Albuquerque, in 2 weeks. And then at state, we compete against everybody in New Mexico, and the top, depending on the type of contest, top 5 or top 2 get to go to nationals. And nationals this year is in Anaheim, California.
Oh, okay. There's some kind of theme park out there, isn't there?
I think the kids are interested in Disney or something like that. I think that might be why they joined, but I'm going to believe otherwise.
That's fantastic. I do have a office software related question.
All right.
How come when I click on to share a document, whether a spreadsheet or whatever, and my email box pops up, I still have to click on the email box when I start typing in who I'm sending it to.
Well, I think I have to do some research on that because we don't use our kiddos don't have emails, so I don't really do that part in my class, but I could figure it out if you wanted me to.
I always thought it was kind of interesting that, I'm going to share it, I'm going to email it, it brings up the email program, but I start typing and it's like someplace else or in the document. I still have to click on the stupid window for the email to get it. Anyway, that's kind of a silly thing. Randy, talk a little bit about the programs that you're instructing right now.
All right. Well, I teach Child Development 1 and 2. So in those classes, we learn about, or I teach the students about family life, pregnancy, all developmental aspects of pregnancy, the baby's life during the first year, all developmental milestones that they go through. From then on, we kind of just talk about every aspect of a child's life through every age, whether it be preschool or middle school, adolescents, preteens, and then we kind of move into Child Development 2 and talk about all the rest of the years and all their developmental aspects. Nutrition is mostly about just the body, learning about all the good foods that are good for us, exercise. We go through and talk about certain food groups, what's good for us, what's not, good fats, bad fats. And we cook. I teach them about cooking techniques, food preparation, food safety, kitchen safety, stuff like that. And we cook every couple weeks in that class. The students just love it. And then my Intro to Clothing and Design class, we make a variety of things. We start off the year just teaching them how to use a sewing machine, how to sew by hand. We go in and we get our hands dirty. We start making blankets, and we make little stuffed animals for elementary school classes. And then we kind of touch base on just letting them flourish and making things on their own. We have a recycled sweater challenge. They get to make 3 items out of a sweater. We do just a variety of different things that they just love to get in there and sew and work with their groups, and it's really fun. So
how many of them have ever seen a sewing machine when they start your class?
Oh, only a few.
Only a few?
Only a few. Usually I only have about 4 or 5 that know how to sew.
Yeah, it's kind of a lost art in a way.
Yeah, I love it. When I first started, I knew little about it. My grandmother's kind of taught me the basics, but I didn't really know too much about it. Now I'm like, let's do this. It's awesome getting to show them how, showing them every aspect of using the sewing machines and fixing them and all that good stuff.
Jennifer, what kind of got you in the direction of spreadsheets and computers and software and all that kind of stuff? Were you just kind of sitting around one day and said, well, I think this will be fun?
I think I grew up with it. My mom was a business teacher here at the high school. She did BPA all her life, and so basically every day after school I'd go to her classroom, which was filled with computers, and I'd tinker around. And I actually never took a computer class in high school. I did take accounting. My mom was my accounting teacher, and I took 1 or 2 computer classes in college, but mostly I just like playing with it and figure things out. Like the question you asked me, I'm probably going to go back to my desk and see if I can get an answer for you. I love when teachers come to me and say, hey, I've got this problem. A couple years ago, a teacher at Park came and asked me to help them with a spreadsheet for their our time or whatever it was called, and so I spent some hours on that. I love digging into spreadsheets and figuring it out.
Yeah, that's pretty amazing. And then, doing that, but then having the patience to teach it to other people has to be a challenge, right?
Yes, you definitely have to have patience. A lot of students are scared to death to click any buttons. I've said many, many times, you don't know enough about it to mess it up. Don't worry about it. We can fix it. You'll be all right. And so that is a challenge, to get them to just try on their own without having to tell them to click here, click there. Just I do like them to explore, but you definitely have to stand back and say, try it, see what happens, and not just put your hand on the mouse and do it for them.
That's and for me, I see it in my mind. I don't know why they don't see it, so I'm like the worst tech support person. Well, don't you know where that is? No. And so, yeah, I understand that. As far as Randy, you mentioned you like to cook, or was it who kind of inspired you to take this path for?
I don't know. I kind of just got thrown into it. Really, I wanted to become a early childhood educator, you know, teaching K through 5th or something. And then the year that I started, there was really no job openings. And I was like, John Ross, what do I do? And he's like, this is what's open. And you have a lot of credits and you know a lot about this stuff. And so I got started with it, and I love it. I love teaching the kiddos and just getting in there and teaching them all the aspects of it. I mean, they love hearing from me. They love getting advice from me on different ways to cook and what to cook, and they even teach me things sometimes. So it's awesome.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Haley, we hadn't talked a whole lot about what your part of this or role is in the career technical education aspect. What?
Well, so I'm an assistant principal at the high school, so I view my role as just support. All of our CTE teachers are doing an amazing job of just building their programs up, creating relationships with their students, really motivating their students to want to take that path or want to kind of step outside of the box and learn something that's not in traditional education. And so my role, it will always be a support staff. It will always be listening to what they need, doing my best to help make sure that they have everything that they need in their classroom, and just really encouraging kids and just getting the word out there of what we have to offer. And it's because I really do believe that we have currently a robust education that includes college and career pathways, and with our district really seeing that need and being willing to put money and time and resources into these programs, I believe those programs are just going to grow. And so I'm really thankful that we as a district really view that, as a school view that it is a college and career pathway, and we're giving our students life skills that they can walk out of Artesia High School. If they want to go to college, awesome, we're going to support that and they will be ready. But if they want to walk into a career field, they're going to be ready for that too. And
so have you seen some of the plans for this new career technical education building? How exciting is it to see that about to happen?
It looks amazing. My classroom, I think, basically is going to be filled with, I think, TV screens all around so kids can watch and look from any angle. Big desks with lots of room to spread out, like accounting, be able to see the computer and see your book and have elbow room. And I know, I personally, I think most of the other classrooms are going to be a little more exciting. Mine is just, a computer and a desk and do your thing, but I'll let Randy tell you more about hers.
Yeah.
Well, my kitchen and everything that's going to have to do with my culinary and nutrition classes is going to be absolutely amazing. They've definitely outdone themselves with making this something that we're going to be able to work with for years and years to come. It's going to be an exciting and new opportunity for me to develop that class, develop those classes in general, and get these students in there. And like Haley said, just teach them those life skills of, how to work in a restaurant, what it's going to look like, and how to work with others in a restaurant. I mean, this new building is going to be laid out more of restaurant-style culinary techniques, and the students are going to have so much to work with that we never really got to work with. So it's going to be exciting for them. It's going to be challenging and exciting all at the same time, really. And I'm excited for my child development classes, too. They're going to have just an abundance of material and new things that it's just going to be a fresh new outlook on things, and it's going to be exciting.
We'll have to get the digital media class. We'll get the cameras all around and have a cooking show, right? Have the students do a cooking show. Would that be kind of?
Yeah, that would be neat.
And they get guests from the audience to try the food out when it's prepared. Yeah. Well, that's good. So, and I think your classrooms are going to be part of the first building. They're going to be in the first building that's built, right?
Yes, they will.
Okay. So, well, that's great. If folks have questions about the programs or maybe they want to help out in some way, do they get a hold of you, Haley? And
Absolutely. They can contact any of us. Our email addresses are all on our website. We would be happy to have any support and help that we have that we can get.
Well, this sounds exciting because I think, if I understand correctly, they're going to start breaking ground on this project right after school.
Yes.
Concludes in May.
Yes. The tennis courts between the red brick gym and the white gym will be demolished, and they'll start working on building one.
Well, good. Well, anything else that we haven't covered that you'd like to add, Jennifer? Anything that we missed? Or
Sure. I'll give a shout out to some of my BPA kiddos. I've got a state officer this year, Katie Buckaloo. She is VP of, I want to say communications. I hope I'm not right, but we've got a state officer. And I also have another student that's going to run for a state office this year, Bricia Ruiz. And that's pretty exciting that they're stepping out of their comfort zone and reaching out and being big leaders. So
excellent. Randy, anything else you'd like to add?
No, I'm just incredibly, blessed to be a part of the school system, and shout out to my daughters and my whole family that's watching, watching and listening. So thank you guys for letting me come on the show.
Great. And anything you'd like to add, Haley? Or
I just want to say thank you to not only the radio station, but also this entire community for supporting our school system and supporting our programs and, enabling our students to be a part of a wide variety of activities that we have in programs within our school. So we just appreciate everything.
Jennifer Humble, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Randy Kirkpatrick, thank you.
Thank you.
And Haley Goff, thanks for coming in.
Thank you.
We'll see you soon, and we're going to head to the news.
Union speech. The outburst prompted by Biden's claim that Republicans are out to cut Social Security and Medicare.
I'm not saying it's a majority of you. I don't even think it's even a significant... But it's being proposed by individuals.
Republicans accusing Biden of partisan fear-mongering, of trying to draw attention away from a failed agenda.
The president drew a strong reaction when he accused some conservative Republicans of favoring the rich.
Instead of making the wealthy pay their fair share, some Republicans want Medicare and Social Security to sunset. I'm not saying it's a majority.
Arkansas Governor Sarah Huckabee Sanders pulled no punches in the GOP response.
Biden and the Democrats have failed you. They know it, and you know it. And it's time for a change.
Republicans accusing the president of lying about a number of what he called his accomplishments, including the claim his policies have reduced inflation and led to lower gas prices. Bob Agnew reporting.
The death toll from Monday's devastating earthquake has surpassed 11,000. Rescuers continue digging through mountains of debris in a desperate bid to find survivors.
Rescue efforts are being hindered by bitterly cold weather and a shortage of trucks and fuel. Town Hall News is joining forces with international nonprofit relief agency Food for the Poor to rush emergency relief, food, and water to victims of the earthquakes in Turkey and Syria. More information is available on the website srnnews.com. Tasha Stevens reporting.
On Wall Street this morning, stocks in the red so far. Right now, the Dow down 40 points. The NASDAQ Composite Index is off 79 points, and the S&P 500 trading 15 points in the red. More on these stories at townhall.com.
First, we decide where we want to go. Then we need to know the best way to get there. Hi, my name's Adam Barada. I'm the owner of Advantage Gold. We're the highest rated precious metals firm in the country. We teach people how to own physical gold and silver. Now, we've won the Best of TrustLink Award 4 years in a row because we educate our clients on how to buy gold and silver the right way. We don't pay celebrity spokespeople millions of dollars. We'd rather pass that value on to you. Call 800-900-8000 and speak with one of our experts. We'll send you a free gold kit along with my latest #1 national best-selling book, The Great Devaluation. Call 800-900-8000. That's 800-900-8000. Get the best information, the best process, the best service, the best value. Call Advantage Gold at 800-900-8000. Call 800-900-8000.
Advantage Gold is not an investment advisor or a tax advisor. Consult with your financial advisor before investing.
4 people treated at a hospital for smoke inhalation following a fire on board a New Jersey-bound jetliner.
The United Airlines flight returned to San Diego International Airport Tuesday morning because of the fire. Passenger Anne-Marie Buckland tells KGTV they weren't in the air long.
Probably about 10 minutes into the flight,
I started to smell something really bad, and it just got worse and worse.
Passenger Caroline Lipinski tells KFMB TV that a first-class passenger's battery charger began smoking, and then it burst into flames. Authorities say the crew placed the battery in a special fire bag, and the Boeing 737 returned safely to the airport at around 7:30 a.m. I'm Donna Warder.
Ukrainian President Zelensky visiting Britain, his first trip to the UK since Russia's invasion began almost a year ago. The UK, one of the biggest military backers of Ukraine. News and analysis at townhall.com. It's black eye for Puerto Rico tourism, with several visitors to the island attacked.
That stabbing after someone told them to stop filming in a renowned seaside community known as La Perla that is popular with tourists. Police say the confrontation began when one of the tourists began filming a mobile hamburger cart and was told to stop and leave the area. Authorities say 2 of the tourists remain hospitalized, including one who was stabbed 6 times. The attack took place nearly 2 years after a tourist from Delaware was killed and set on fire after police said he was warned not to take pictures while buying drugs in La Perla. John Scott reports.
Several thousand CSX workers will soon get one of the things that pushed the U.S. railroad industry to the brink of a strike last fall: paid sick time. CSX has a deal with 2 of its 12 unions, becoming the first major railroad to offer that benefit that many American workers take for granted. More on these stories at townhall.com.
I know what you're expecting to hear right now, the announcement of today's KSVIP. Well, I don't have a name for today, and I need your help. If you know someone who needs to be recognized for being a very special person, call right now, 746-2751. Ask for Tana and schedule a KSVIP. Your special someone will be recognized at this time all day long on their day, and they'll receive a flower courtesy of Lovebud Floral in Artesia. So call today and schedule your KSVIP.
Mowing my front lawn. I know they're all thinking I'm so white and nerdy. Think I'm just too white and nerdy. Think I'm just too white and nerdy. Can't you see I'm white and nerdy? Look at me, I'm white and nerdy. I wanna roll with the gangsters, but so far they all think I'm too white and nerdy. Think I'm just too white and nerdy. Think I'm just too white and nerdy. I'm just too white and nerdy. Really white and nerdy.
Hey, welcome back to the Good Morning Artesia radio show, and we are working through Wednesday. This is the 8 o'clock hour, hour number 2, and we've had some great guests so far. We had some basketball players, some girls basketball players. We have met some of the teachers that are part of the Career Technical Education Program, and there's going to be a new building built, part of a multi-year, multi-building phase of construction as our schools really work towards making sure that graduating from high school doesn't necessarily mean you have to go to college to be successful. College is an option, clearly, for a lot of people if you want to get degrees in order to do certain things. But there are other paths, career paths, and our school district is jumping in big time to create that type of education platform and training. And so if you missed that segment, Jeffrey will post that a little bit later on this morning, and you can go back and watch that segment. We'll be meeting some more career technical education instructors during the month of February. This hour, we're going to talk to the mayor. Mayor or the commissioner? Is it the commission that's the first and the third, and the council on the second and fourth? That may be what it is. So it may be the commissioner today. Same person. So we'll get the mayor. It is the mayor, or do I have it backwards? Yeah, I never remember. And then the calendar gets messed up because of when the first Thursday is following the second Monday on the fifth Friday. And so sometimes the Google Calendar gets messed up as to what is what, and I've got to go in and fix it. But anyway, we'll find out for sure when that comes up. I have to be honest with you, I did not watch the State of the Union address or the response last night. Lon and I kind of made a decision that we were going to. We've got all these great talk show hosts that can analyze it. Hugh Hewitt was talking about it this morning, and then of course we'll have Clay and Buck and Sean and Mark Levin later today. I did have somebody reach out to the radio station last night, wondered if we were going to carry the speech, and we could have, but we didn't. And so I don't know. Does that make me a bad morning show host since I didn't watch the State of the Union? I've read some of the comments. I've seen some of the tweets from folks and their impressions on it. It doesn't sound that different from what I kind of expected that it would be. So we didn't. I kind of had my preconceived concept of what the president was going to talk about. He's going to take away guns. We've got to spend more money on education. We've got to take away the guns. We've got to raise taxes on the rich. And it's the Republicans' fault the border's a mess, and other things like that. I kind of knew that's what was most likely going to be talked about in there, and I didn't need to hear it. I did not need to hear that. And I have heard some clips, and apparently got kind of rowdy in the House chamber last night. Got kind of rowdy. There was some pushback from the audience when the president would say things. And that's a little unusual. You don't generally hear that. That's decorum and so forth. But some of the clips that I've heard, it sounded like some of the Republicans weren't sitting back and just letting things go as far as certain things that the president said. So, that's probably not unexpected. So, but we'll see. We'll see what the big deal is on all of that after the speech last night, if it results in anything. Remember, we have a split Congress right now. The Republicans barely control the House, and the Senate is barely controlled by the Democrats. And there were several times that House members jumped up and yelled liar. There was also this, I've seen these pictures circulate around. The First Lady, Jill, Dr. Biden, was greeting people as they were coming in, and the husband of the Vice President came into the chamber, and a lot of times you'll see the shaking of the hands or the cheek kiss type thing. And I just looking at the pictures, I don't know who planted the kiss on whom, but it sure looked like the husband of the vice president and the wife of the president, full on the lips smack kiss. And what's that about? A lot of people are posting pictures of that, and they're going, what's that all about? And I don't know, maybe they just missed. Maybe they were going to do the little cheek thing, and they just missed and puckered up and got them right on the lips there. So, but those pictures have been kind of making their way around the internet, Oh, okay. Okay. See, I told you the calendar gets messed up on my Google Calendar on that. So, but yeah, there's definitely some excitable people on both sides. Marjorie Taylor Greene, I think, was one of the most vocal liar screamers, and a couple of times you could see Father McCarthy shushing the hecklers from his own party, and that's part of what he probably needed to do. So, anyway, we'll see. We'll listen to Clay and Buck. We'll listen to Hannity. The news networks that we follow will have some stories on it. But if I should have listened to it, I apologize. We watched. There's a YouTuber that we watch. Part-Time Explorer is the guy's name. Young guy, and he's done a lot of documentary quality programs on ocean liners and sinking of ocean liners and ghost town exploration out west and stuff like that. And popped up on our feed last night. He rode the Amtrak train from Philadelphia to L.A. And it was very interesting to talk about rail travel and the history of rail travel, and showed some of the stations and some of the stops along the way. And it was videoed during the height of COVID restrictions, so that some of the experiences were not quite as exciting as they have been in the past. But it was just kind of fun to put that up on the big screen and see the video footage as somebody's traveling across the United States of America. It's a beautiful country that we have. It's a wonderful country that we have. And he gets so infuriated, especially in the bigger cities and the liberal enclaves, how it's just being torn down and destroyed. And our history is being destroyed. And so I watch those things, and I really enjoy it, and then I get mad. It's kind of like after the movie Apollo 13. I got mad, because we hadn't been back to the moon or whatever. Anyway, let's see what kind of weather forecast we've got for us. It looks like it's going to be a nice day today. Steve, what can you tell us about our weather?
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Low pressure over western Texas is heading out of the area. Maybe a few lingering clouds early today, but we get sunshine this afternoon, and our highs about 60 across the whole area. Clear tonight, low 30s and a little bit breezy. And then we get a sunny and windy Thursday, gusts up to 35 miles per hour. Our afternoon high will be a little cooler, right around 50, fair Friday. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
All right, Steve, thank you very much. Sunshine, 34 degrees out there. Our humidity is at 66%. Our dew point is 24 degrees. Winds are out of the west at 3 miles per hour. Our pressure, what happened here? Our pressure is at 30.28 and holding steady. Our air quality is 44. We have good air quality. We had a high yesterday of 43. The overnight low was 28. 1 year ago, we had a high of 54 and a low of 15. Minimum 4-inch soil temps are between 38 and 40 degrees. Sunset will be at 5:36. Sunrise at 6:46. Around the region, sunshine pretty much everywhere in New Mexico. 37 in Carlsbad, 34 in Roswell, 36 in Hobbs, 29 in Albuquerque, 23 in Santa Fe and Cloudcroft, 24 in Ruidoso, 32 in Las Cruces, 19 in Farmington, 15 at Red River, 32 in Clovis. They still have some clouds, and 37 in Lubbock, sunny and 33 in El Paso, and again here in Artesia, we've got sunshine, 34 degrees. Our county commission update coming up next on Good Morning Artesia.
Hi, I'm Dr. Keon at Carabelli Dental. Same-day smiles are what we do. My passion is helping patients chew, talk, and live with confidence. That's why I'm one of the few doctors in the U.S. who can create beautiful same-day smiles with the latest digital implant technology. This procedure is life-changing. Just ask Sean.
Hi, I'm Sean. I've been that voice that you've heard on the radio for most of my life, but I'm also a dad to 2 amazing kids. I've had a million reasons to smile, but in all my old pictures, I was never smiling. Truth is that life of improper care and being dealt a bad hand genetically left me practically with no teeth. It affected everything from the way I ate, the way I talked, and of course how I interacted with people. And that's where Dr. Keon and Carabelli stepped in. They eased my fears. They explained every step of the process in a way that I could understand, and they made me feel almost like I was part of the team. And now I can't stop smiling. I have so much more confidence, and I love looking in the mirror now. I can't explain how much of a difference Dr. Keon's dental implant process made for me.
Our team can help you find your smile too. Come see us at Carabelli Dental, 575-622-4455.
It's the Valentine's Produce Savings Sale at Fens Country Market in Artesia. Fresh green asparagus, $2.77 a pound. U.S. #1 russet potatoes, 10-pound bag, $3.69 each. Fresh blueberries, pint, $1.97 each. And large Pink Lady apples, 97 cents a pound at Fens Country Market in Artesia. And right now, Pepsi Select Flavors 12-pack cans, 2 for $10 at Fens Country Market in Artesia.
Sure, you can inspect your own roof, get out that rickety ladder, crawl around up there and try to spot the problem until... Or you can call the experts at Do Right Roofing. Do Right Roofing has quality products for any type of roof. They can even install seamless gutters. Do Right Roofing will inspect your roof and give you a free estimate fast. Keep your feet on the ground. Call Do Right Roofing today.
575-623-2273. Let Do Right do your roof right.
Find them fast in names and numbers.
PVT is here to help you connect to reliable internet by providing the Affordable Connectivity Program to qualifying customers. If anyone in your household qualifies for certain government benefits, like free or reduced school lunches or Medicaid, PVT may be able to reduce your current broadband bill by $30 per month. PVT has also created special internet packages that can possibly give you free basic internet for your home. Call 575-748-1241 or visit pvt.com to find out more.
Plumbing, air conditioning, heating, gas lines, sewer jetting, refrigeration, ice machines, RO systems, water softening, sheet metal fabrication, duct cleaning, residential and commercial. Crouch does it all. When you find yourself in need of assistance, give the experts at Crouch Plumbing, Heating and Air Conditioning a call. The Crouches know quality matters, and they'll find the best solutions for your situation. That's 575-746-3782 for Crouch Plumbing, Heating and Air Conditioning, serving all of Eddy County since 1967.
Devon Energy is proud to support Artesia High School athletic programs. By partnering with Artesia, we're making an investment in the long-term future of our community. Sports teach discipline, teamwork, and leadership, skills our youth will use to succeed for a lifetime. From our team to yours, Devon Energy wishes you good luck this season, both on the field and in the classroom. Go Bulldogs from Devon Energy.
At Guy Chevrolet Company in Artesia, we understand the demands of everyday life, from work to school and all the activities in between. When you're on the go, you need the right transportation at the right time, and we can help. Let our professional sales team assist you in finding the right truck or SUV to handle your daily needs. From hauling kids to hauling equipment, we have the right Chevy, Buick, or GMC to make your life easier. We're here and ready to help today at Guy Chevrolet Company on the corner of 1st and Main in Artesia or at guychevy.com.
Hey, we're back on the Good Morning Artesia radio show, and I forgot to ask Miss Humble, because she's the BPA and the software, computer, all the spreadsheet.
Yeah.
And I forgot to ask her, how do I fix this where I tell my Google Calendar on the first and third Wednesday, we talk to the mayor.
Right.
And on the second and fourth Wednesday, we talk to the county commissioner. But there's confusion when you have a fifth Tuesday, so there was no meeting.
Right.
And anyway, I didn't.
Well, if she tells you, tell me.
Okay.
Because I got the same problem. I always got to go back through it and look and go, all right, make sure it's right where I'm at. So,
well, fortunately, it's the same person, so that helps me out a whole lot.
Yes,
so.
yes. For a while, it'll just be me. So,
so County Commissioner John Henry is with us, and
absolutely.
You were telling me before we went on the air that you actually did watch the State of the Union address and the rebuttal.
Yes.
With the governor of Arkansas.
Yes.
And some of you were saying Sarah Huckabee Sanders did a pretty good job with her.
I thought she did a fantastic job. Even the couple of folks that we were texting during the State of the Union, because it's almost, I don't know why I don't know, stupid, I guess, but I watched it, and but we were sending texts back and forth. I can't believe that. That's a lie. Well, same. I'm sure what most people in Artesia were doing, and but after Sanders was done, a lot of them were texting, "Wow, that was just outstanding." And I'm sure there's some Republicans, and so we want to see her do well. But I thought she did really, really good at showing the American spirit, and I love that. I really do love that. That's what we all do. It's why we do what we do. Why we should do what we do is to bring that American spirit of the can-do and government get out of our way and let us do our thing, and we can get it done. And I really thought she did an excellent job at showing the USA pride, and her little story about I don't know if y'all have talked about that much, but she had a story of I guess when her and President Trump and his whole group went to where would they have gone? Was it Afghanistan they flew into for Christmas? It's when we were wherever they flew into. I don't remember which one, but it was when we were fighting against ISIS, and now they walked in, and I guess the place just went nuts because nobody knew the president was coming, and the chant of USA, and one of the kids in back said, "I re-enlisted because of you, Trump," and Trump said, "Well, I'm here because of you." And I mean, just those kind of conversations. You think, okay, that's the American spirit, and that's what I think folks want to hear and focus on. And so I thought she did a great job.
Well, it's interesting because she was press secretary for Trump for a while.
Yeah.
And when are you going to stop lying to us? When are you going to stop lying to us? I mean, it was constant.
Yeah.
When they hired the next press secretary, are you going to stop lying to us like the previous press secretary? And they just the mainstream media just branded her as a liar, basically, because that's what they thought Trump was.
Yeah.
And she goes back home because her dad, Mike Huckabee, who was governor there for a while, he was a presidential candidate for a couple runs there. But the people of Arkansas, I guess, liked her message, and she got elected to be governor there. So we'll see how she does as actual governor.
Yeah, from what it sounds like, she's doing a great job. Some of the things she's talked about. So, yeah.
Well, I guess I'll go back and watch some of it. I'm so disgusted by some of this stuff. I even had my bingo card out, my Biden State of the Union bingo card. There were a couple of them that I saw on last night, and so depending on your family values, you either take a drink or
it's been a rough night. Now, I hope everyone got to work today.
Yeah, that's right. So, I mean, here's some of the things that you do if he said these things: classified documents, gaffe, Amtrak story. Did he tell an Amtrak story? Malarkey. Whispers into the microphone.
Yeah.
January 6th.
Yeah.
Chinese spy balloon. Jill, or I married a teacher.
Yeah.
If he says anything along those lines. We've reduced the deficit. Extreme MAGA Republicans. I'm guessing that may have been said a few times. My son, Bo.
I don't think he said that.
Okay.
I'm trying to think. There's a couple on there that he didn't say that I remember. And one of his problems is he barely mentioned the Chinese balloon, except how successful they were at taking it down. And that was one of the reactions the Republican side had is, really? I mean, you waited till it went through Alaska and the entire continent of the United States, and good job.
Yeah.
Thanks.
So, anyway, I did not play the Biden bingo, but based on what you've said and a couple other people said, I may go back and watch Governor Sanders' speech. And
I think she gave a good one. Some of the things he talked about that's really concerning for our area, and I thought it was interesting he's got to get himself in trouble. Someone up there has got to be going, I can't believe you just did that. But we're talking about oil and gas.
Did he say we're going to need oil and gas for 10 more years?
Well, and that's
something to that effect.
So that's what I was going to say. We need oil and gas. He would, and what was happening right before that, to give some context to it, is he was saying that there's loopholes, and the oil and gas made all these billions of dollars and didn't put any of it back in infrastructure. They bought stock back. So he was going after how bad oil and gas is, companies. Mm-hmm. And then, so what he wants is to pass a bill to where they have to put it back in the infrastructure. And the Republicans always had a negative reaction to that. And he says, no, I can't even remember if he said, come on, man, or something. It was one of his typical things. He goes, we're going to need oil and gas. We are. For like 10 more years. And I'm like, oh, what? So even if that's correct, which is crazy to think that he thinks we can get out of this in 10 years, but even if that was, so you're asking them to spend billions of dollars in infrastructure, and you're saying that you're going to eliminate them in 10 years. Well, why would you? If I'm a business person, I'd be looking at you and go, Mr. President, we're going to just keep drilling somewhere else, and good luck. And obviously that's not what they're doing. Thank goodness we have good oil and gas companies in America and doing the right thing. But I was shocked when he said that, well, like 10 more years. No, really? And I'm like, no, we really heard you. You didn't have to say really. I mean, got it.
We're going to kind of need it forever, or at least for a very long time.
A very long time. And so I was really, really surprised at that one. I was really surprised at how he's wanting to, the beginning of the speech, which sounded very Trump-like. Well, we want to bring Americans back. We want to bring American jobs back, American manufacturers, all that stuff that you heard during the prior administration. And But then he started hammering on, we want everybody to have the right to, we want it to be easier to unionize. We want the non-compete clauses taken away. We want the loopholes taken. If you're making money, we want to make sure you're paying your fair share and paying more. All those things. And I'm like, wow, if I'm a company and I've got my company across seas at this point, I'm thinking, that's not a really good sales pitch. I appreciate the offer, but you're going to tax me. You're going to make it, and it was really odd with the no-compete clause. And maybe this is somewhere else in the country and we're just not aware of it. But his example of that no-compete was, if you work at a fast food restaurant and across the street they'll pay you $1 more at a different one, you're not allowed to go. I'm like, I've never seen a no-compete clause for like Burger King. Maybe they have them. I don't know. Maybe that's new, but never heard of it.
They have them in some industries.
Absolutely. I think CEO. There's a lot of, you're usually talking. What's the word I'm looking for? For jobs that are very particular, you probably had to pay to get them trained to get to it, and you got to be trained for everything. So don't misunderstand me. But one of those radio. You probably might have one with another company.
Well, there have been, in just personal knowledge, what I've been told by attorneys in New Mexico is that New Mexico frowns on anything that may be perceived as a hindrance to somebody being able to earn income and support their family. So if somebody wants to leave radio station A to go to radio station B and there's a non-compete clause in there, the person that's being affected by this simply has to explain to the court, look, I'm going to starve to death and not feed my family if they hold me to this.
Right.
And the court's going to go, okay, we're not going to hold you. We're not going to hold to that. So I think it varies from state to state as to whether or not how strictly they're enforced or how much they're able to be held up. But is that a federal issue?
Right.
I think it sounds like the president wants to make it, because there's so many things that used to be, you could read the Constitution, here's what the federal government's responsible for, and that which is not in here goes to the states. And I'm trying, I don't remember reading lack of non-compete clauses being in the Constitution. Now, somebody's going to sit there and say, well, this is part of the interstate commerce, and that's how we can have a reason to do that, because it goes across state lines and blah, blah, blah.
But I think where we want to be careful, like where I see it the most and where I've dealt with it the most is, if you sell your company, let's say you're a restaurant chain and you're very successful.
Yes, that's happened.
If somebody buys that from you, you sign a no-compete for X amount of years, which to me makes sense. I mean, if you're very successful, you're going to sell your model to someone. Of course, I would, if I'm buying that for top dollar, I don't want you to be able to go across the street and open up a new one and everybody go there.
Yeah, exactly.
So
I think those are fairly enforceable.
And those seem like they should be. I mean, that to me seems like a very fair deal. I've seen a few of them in some but very few, period, where they're ours. They go with us, period. And so I didn't understand how that's as big a deal as he's making it, but maybe somewhere else. Just in New Mexico, we probably don't have that issue, and we're not aware of it. Maybe it's somewhere else, but I found that interesting how he's trying to get companies here. The other really interesting thing is all of a sudden we have a problem at the border. And
he said he said that.
Well, he's worried about fentanyl. They're going to have to really ramp up how they're attacked, which is the same thing I heard from our congresswoman when she was down here. Well, we need more machines and this and that. Well, the problem is, that's neat. I agree. That's wonderful if you want to shore up right there where they're at the actual ports. I get what is port of entry, I guess is what we call it. That's not where they're probably coming through. So what else are we going to do? But at least there was an acknowledgement of there is a problem with that, with human trafficking, which we've been screaming for quite some time. It'll be interesting to see how New Mexico's delegation kind of responds, because they've been silent to this point for a little over 2 years now. Whereas Texas, Arizona, everyone else has been pretty aggressive. New Mexico's been silent.
Well, I've read a lot of these folks that are coming across the border, they've been coached. As soon as you're confronted, you say this. And they put you on the bus and they take you into the interior of the country. So are we going to fix that?
Right.
Are we going to make are we going to modify that policy as a part of this? Are we going to modify, and this is like the third rail type thing, are we going to, a female comes across the border who is with child, the child is born in America and is automatically a U.S. citizen. Are we going to talk about that? Is that something we need to look at maybe reconsidering? Because that's not in any, I don't think that's in any legislative thing. That's just kind of been how we've
done it,
processed it for a long, long time now. And like anybody who knows how to work the system, whether it's the border crossings or anything else for that matter. If a municipality ever, Artesia I don't think would, but like Albuquerque, if you steal something up to a certain dollar amount, they don't even prosecute it. Well, guess what people are going to start doing?
Oh, yeah.
They're going to start stealing up to...
Why do you have a calculator? Don't worry about it. Oh, okay. It's exactly right.
So you wonder. So did he talk about that making changes in that area, or did he talk about how he inherited a mess from his predecessor and we're trying to clean it up?
At least I don't remember him saying he inherited a mess, which was nice because you got to acknowledge that. That would be a tough. He did tell some pretty good whoppers last night that I thought, wow. I mean, even the regular American that's not paying attention at all is going to know that's crazy, but. I don't remember him blaming Trump for that one, thank goodness. I know they'll probably say that at some point, but, we show proof of what it was and what it is now. And my goodness. And I think that's what the problem is. Every time they want to talk about it, they act like the Republicans want to stop all immigrants from coming in, which is absolutely incorrect. It's what you just said. Let's clean it up to where it makes it to where they understand how to become citizens, makes it understandable for us to understand how to process it. That's what everyone's wanting to do, to where it can that you can legally get here, you can legally become a citizen, and then you can start working, start doing all these things that, and experience the American dream. I don't think anyone is arguing that.
Right.
I think the crisis we have right now is we don't know. They're finding more folks coming across the border, according to one of the reports I was reading, that are on watch lists that should not be crossing.
Right.
They're seeing a lot of human trafficking, which unfortunately we all know is happening, and that's devastating. That's a huge cartel industry, and you're seeing the drugs.
Right.
Those three things have got to stop. I don't care what you say, those have to stop because that's killing Americans exponentially. I mean, the number has gone crazy.
Yeah.
And the human trafficking is just tragic.
Yeah.
And we should all, that shouldn't be a partisan issue. That's tragic. And it needs to stop.
It is. And there's border cities that are just devastated right now. They can't take care of things, and it's really sad. We need to take a break for some other news.
Sounds good.
So we'll do that and be back, talk some county commission stuff when we come back on the Good Morning Artesia radio show.
Now your Pecos Valley News Update. I'm Jared Cirillo. Authorities on Tuesday called off a 2-day search effort for a jet skier who went missing on Brantley Lake. Eddy County Sheriff's deputies responded to the state park on Sunday when the man was reported missing. A statement from Marine Enforcement Officer Ramon Carrillo said 2 men were working on a jet ski. They were testing it on the water. They went into Champion Bay, but the jet ski broke down again, and they were blown into deeper water by the wind. Only one of the men was able to get back to shore. Neither man was wearing a life jacket, Carrillo said. The missing man's name was not released. A proposed state Senate bill that calls for people accused of certain violent crimes to remain jailed with no bond until trial could cost the state up to $15 million each year. That's according to a legislative analysis obtained by a newspaper. The Santa Fe New Mexican said the fiscal impact report by the Legislative Finance Committee also cites concerns about whether the measure might violate the state's constitution. You're up to date. I'm Jared Cirillo reporting.
It's time for the Eddy County Sports Report. Well, the first half of the district basketball schedule is over for the Carlsbad Cavemen, and so far so good, as both the Cavemen and Cave Girls have rolled to 3-0 marks in league play. Let's start with action from last night. On the boys' side, it was Carlsbad beating Clovis at home by a score of 48-40. Carlsbad now is 16-7 overall, 3-0 in district play. Meanwhile, the girls went to play at Clovis, and tough task as Clovis came into the game 17-4, but Carlsbad wins it by a touchdown. and two-point conversion. 35-27 was the final score. Carlsbad is now 21-2 overall and 3-0 in district play. So good job, Cavemen and Cave Girls. The Sports Report brought to you by DSI. Call DSI for all your office technology needs. I'm Eric Butler at KSVP Radio AM 990.
Hey, New Mexico. Experiencing issues keeping your office technology up to date with these crazy supply chain issues? Well, DSI is here to help. We've diversified our products and solutions to help your business not just survive, but thrive in any situation. Have your teams collaborate and share with high-def video walls and interactive smart panels. With free unlimited support, the fear of any new technology is a thing of the past. Contact DSI today to upgrade your workspace. www.dsinm.com.
Outlook, Disney bets on big park revenues, crude oil futures up sharply. Those stories next. Lou Dobbs here for the good folks at Lone Star Transfer. If you felt like booking your timeshare was difficult in the past, you know it's recently been almost impossible. Most clients are shocked to learn their timeshare is now available to the public, severely limiting their booking options. Many owners have also reached out, upset their yearly dues have nearly doubled during this maintenance fee season. For well over a decade, this family-owned company has had the pleasure of helping over 18,000 owners legally and permanently get out of their never-ending timeshare fees. With an A-plus rating at the Better Business Bureau and over 900 five-star testimonials, their clients know they can trust Lone Star Transfer. Lone Star Transfer guarantees the release of all liability in your timeshare in writing and in a specific time frame. Call my good friends today for a free no-obligation consultation at 844-284-4739. That's 844-284-4739 or online at LoneStarTransfer.com. A big rally on Wall Street after Fed Chairman Jerome Powell's inflation update. The Fed leader said prices are coming down and interest rate hikes will continue. Stocks fell to session lows but then quickly rallied. The Dow up 265 points, the S&P up more than 50, and the NASDAQ index up 226 points. The Disney company reporting earnings after today's closing bell. First quarterly update with Bob Iger as CEO. Wall Street forecast profits and revenue higher last quarter, mostly due to more parks opening and the success of the Avatar sequel. Dominion Energy stock slumping ahead of today's earnings, down more than 2% on the week, down 24% over the past 6 months. Higher profits last quarter on higher demand for services expected. Crude oil futures moving higher after yesterday's inflation update. West Texas Intermediate crude up 4%, still down 2% on the week. Please join me 3 times each weekday right here on this station. This is the Lou Dobbs Financial Report.
All right, let's do this. We have the weather, and it looks nice out there today. I think we might go for a swim, maybe. Go help look for a jet ski or something like that. I don't know. Let's see what Steve's got for the weather.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Low pressure over western Texas is heading out of the area. Maybe a few lingering clouds early today, but we get sunshine this afternoon and our highs about 60 across the whole area. Clear tonight, low 30s and a little bit breezy, and then we get a sunny and windy Thursday. Gusts up to 35 miles per hour. Our afternoon high will be a little cooler, right around 50, fair Friday. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Might have to do a reset on the camera. It looks pretty bright out there east of town. So sunshine, 37 degrees in Artesia. Our humidity is at 60%. The dew point is 24. Winds are out of the west at 4. Pressure 30.27 and falling. Our air quality is 44. We have good air quality. High yesterday, we hit 43 for the high. 28 the low. 1 year ago, it was only 54 and 15. Minimum 4-inch soil temps are between 38 and 40. Sunset will be at 5:36. Sunrise at 6:46 in the morning. Quick break, and we'll be back to talk County Commission news when we come back.
Jennifer here from Trustmark Roofing, and I know you've heard me say that you can trust Trustmark.
but I want you to know what that looks like in real life. A few years ago, we installed a beautiful new roof for an older woman who was recently widowed. She was an artist and colors were really important to her. So when she said she didn't like the color of a brand new roof, we took that seriously. She had picked the color and signed off on it, but I just kept thinking, if she's going to walk into her house every day and be disappointed, then we're just going to redo it. So we did. We ripped that beautiful new roof off and replaced it with a slightly different color, and she was thrilled. Yes, it cost us quite a bit of money to make her happy, but I want you to know you can trust Trustmark to make it exactly right every time. If you have any roofing needs, call us at 575-755-ROOF or find us online at trustmarkroofpros.com.
Trustmark Roofing, we put people first.
A great way to share the love of Valentine's Day is with a cute gift from Lovebud Floral in Artesia. It's like a zoo of cuddly bears, gnomes, pandas, monkeys, lions, and pigs, all ready to be matched with flowers, chocolates, or pistachios. Or go traditional with roses, selected by Lovebud Floral for you to be the ultimate Valentine gift. Order early and ask about our early bird specials. Lovebud Floral and Gifts, 1010 West Main in Artesia, or call 575-748-1010.
In volatile times, it's natural to worry about your retirement.
Hon, I'm worried about our retirement account.
With today's economy, it just makes sense to keep your retirement money close to home with people you know. We have several guaranteed safe options. Peace of mind with retirement savings. It just makes sense. Western Bank of Artesia. Member FDIC. It just makes sense.
Edge Safety and Services LLC in Artesia, New Mexico has an immediate opening for a safety technician. Position requires a clean driving record and must be able to pass a drug and alcohol screen. Edge Safety offers great pay with IRA benefits and employer contribution towards health benefits. Please email resumes to edgecoding@yahoo.com or apply in person at 402 West Main Street inside the Edge Safety and Services facility. Edge Safety and Services LLC is an equal opportunity employer.
Looking for a delicious lunch or dinner? Asian Market brings the flavors of the East to Roswell. Dine in or carry out. Sample the best Asian cuisine in town. Try their stir-fry rice with pork, chicken, beef, or all three. How about their pad thai chicken, sesame chicken, or sweet and sour chicken? Or try their glass noodle and Thai beef salad, all made fresh to order. Dine in or call ahead and pick up at the Asian Market today.
Hi, this is Nok. Come see me at the Asian Market, 5702 South Main in Rossville. Call 575-840-5309.
Hi, this is Social Norman. DWI is socially unacceptable. Nearly all drivers feel it's unacceptable to drink, then drive. Here's a rhyme to help you remember. Know your limits and when to stop. You might just end up meeting cops. Driving, not even one drink. Buzz driving is drunk driving. Heed the warnings. You have a lot to lose. You could kill or injure someone or lose your own life.
DWI, so dangerous, it's criminal. See a drunk driver? Call 911.
The global demand for oil and natural gas is growing, and leaders are looking to American producers to satisfy that demand with the abundant resources available in our country. If you're passionate about keeping energy affordable for your neighbor and reliable for everyone, then it's time you consider a career in oil and natural gas. Coterra Energy is expanding their Permian team and is offering an unmatched employee benefits package. If you're interested in applying, text Coterra to 71441. That's COTERRA to 71441. Coterra Energy is an equal opportunity employer.
Welcome back on Good Morning Artesia. County Commissioner John Henry is with us, and we were letting John recap the State of the Union since I didn't chose not to be informed.
Yeah.
Or ill-informed.
Wasn't a bad choice.
There you go. But let's talk about County Commission. Commissioners met yesterday in Carlsbad, and tell us what's happening.
Yeah, so I'll hit the highlights real fast. The first thing we did was presentation. Every year we get audited. All governments get audited. County's audit has been clean for quite some time. Roberta and her team did just an absolute amazing job with our finances, as well as all the department heads and everyone else have to help make sure we are where we are. But it came back as an unmodified opinion, which is the best you can get. That means there were no issues, there were no findings, there was no anything. So really good to know that not only are our finances strong, they're also very well taken care of. So folks should be real proud of that. I think it's been quite some time ago. It's been this way pretty much since I've been there. And right before I was there, I think it was that way. But right before Roberta, I think there were some findings and they had to get some things worked up. So since she's been there, she's really got things straightened out and looking really good for the county. We got the annual report from the county extension, which is your FFA, 4-H type group. He shared with us all the different awards and different things they've gone to, like our FFA shooting group, 4-H. I always get those mixed up, which one was which, but and then they've got to national champions, all kinds of different deals. So very, very successful group of kids going all kinds of places, whether it be in the shooting groups or parliament procedure or just a lot of good success there. I'm really glad to hear, and that's what we all kind of said yesterday is our kids are successful in sports. But this gives those that maybe if you're not sports, it gives other avenues to be successful in as well, or both. But to me, we see a lack of leadership in our country, and these are the kinds of places where we're going to make great leaders. And a lot of the kids that are in these programs, you can just look at them and go, okay, you're going to be a great leader, and you're going to. So hopefully we don't mess it up before you get there. We're going to try to hold strong, but you'll take the reins when you get there. So it's always good to see that. Makes me proud. Went through some mid-year financial reviews, budget priorities, kind of trying to get that because we're a little past the mid-year, right at the mid-year. And so trying to make sure we're on track to what we want to be. They're starting to prepare the budgets for next year. Our priorities really aren't going to change. They're not going to shift. We're going to stay the course. We're almost completing that mission, I think, of getting the roads closer to where we want to be. They'll never be perfect, but I think we're going to be pretty doggone close to great roads and then flipping over to a heavier maintenance program. Obviously, a lot of maintenance has already started on the ones we finished, but continuing that and making sure we don't lose ground from all the ground we've gained. On the revenues, we got December's revenues back. The regular GRT came in at 4.8 million, so almost 4.9 million, which is really good, solid number. It's kind of been up there for quite a while now. Oil and gas came in at 17,131,000 for the month of December. Now that's usually our biggest month because that's when all the equipment gets checked and brought in. So that check comes in. I can't remember if she said 8 or 9 million was that equipment check this year. So that does make that number a lot bigger. But even you take that out, our oil and gas revenue numbers are still really, really strong. As we said last time, the price is down, or it's not down, but it's lower than where it was a couple months ago.
Yeah.
So that would have been what? I'm trying to think backwards.
June or July,
maybe September. Mm-hmm. June, July, August, September, somewhere in there when it was really high, started to come down, but the volume has continued to stay really, really strong, which is keeping those overall revenues pretty high. Going back to the mid-year, so our budget was about $158 million, just so folks can remember. When we did budget, we thought we were conservative, or we thought it was a conservative budget, and that price was going to be an interesting price to watch. That was before all the craziness happened. So we had put it at $60 a barrel. Obviously, we've exceeded that a bunch at times.
The entire budget year.
Almost the entire budget year plus. And I mean, now we're still sitting in the 70s. And we had only set a $13 million volume, or 13 million volume. That volume has been exceeded as well. So obviously, our oil and gas is looking really good. We've collected more than what we expected at this point. So everything from here on is an overage, which is okay because we are going to have some big capital, I hope. We've talked about it for enough, and I think we'll see those capital projects come to us soon, I hope, with thoughts on how we can get some things achieved. I mean,
this is not just the roads. This is things like
this is major capital. We've really got to start tackling that jail. There's some major things that we're going to have to do. with these monies, I think we'd be able to accomplish it without having to change really anything and still keep the county really sound. So we're hoping to have those good numbers soon, so that we can start making those decisions and getting that project moving. That's one that, in my opinion, it has been that way since I've been there. That's 6 years now of one of our big priorities, and I think now we'll be able to achieve that, which will be great. I'll be glad to see our warden deserves it, and I think he can help us design a great jail that not only will fit now our needs, but also make it to where we will be able to, as the county grows, if it needed to expand at some point, we would be able to do that. So really good stuff there. Really exciting to continuously see. Went over the lodgers tax. The county doesn't get as much lodgers tax as everyone else. We don't have as many hotels and things in the county, but most of that has been encumbered and or at least promised out to great events. So when they flashed the little list of the ones that have already happened, it was a 50-50 split pretty much between Artesia and Carlsbad at that point. But a lot of good events. The event has to happen in the county to get the county's lodgers tax. So, it's like the fair and things like that really can benefit from that. The pumpkin patch out here did a good one last year and got some lodgers tax money. So if you do have an event in the county, please reach out to the county lodgers tax committee and see if there's something that maybe we can get done there.
Let me ask you on the revenue side, and we've talked about this before on and off air. When the state presents the money back, you break out the oil and gas revenue and then just your general revenue. Since we're all excited about pot and its positive impact it's going to have on the revenues across New Mexico, does that get broken out? Does the county have any idea?
I have no idea what the pot is breaking out to. But here's an analogy I used yesterday, and apparently it worked. Everybody said it made sense, so I'll give it here. So, I used Coca-Cola, the company of Coca-Cola, right? If I was Coca-Cola, basically what the state and even what the president was saying last night by diversifying, if I'm Coca-Cola and I take Coke off of my menu, right? We're no longer going to do Coke. Number one, we're going to help save the environment because there'll be a lot less cans and bottles, right? Because they're going to sell less. But I'm going to put the whole company on the back of Sprite. And I'm going to hope Sprite sells enough to make up the difference of Coke. Well, we all know that's ridiculous, right? You take Coke off, Coke's going to fail.
Yeah.
So oil and gas is Coke, pot is Sprite.
Okay.
If even Sprite. I mean, I don't even know that it can pull up to Sprite level yet. It's some other whatever else Coke has. And so we're going to pull, Big Red, exactly. Probably black, maybe. But so we're going to pull oil and gas off the line because it's going to save the world, save the environment. Well, so we're pulling Coke off. And we're going to hope Sprite is going to carry the county, which would be, or the state, which will be pot. Well, that makes absolutely no sense. Nobody would do that. Nobody in a business sense would do that either. So, I don't have any interest in relying on, and I'm not dogging Sprite. I really kind of like it, but in this analogy, Coke is your winner, and so put it to any company. Nobody's going to pull off their deal that makes everything work, and bank on the things that we have nothing is proven about them.
Right.
Reliable energy could be your Sprite. That there is no proof that's going to pull off what we say it is. And so when your main product is not only making all the money, but also helping keep our hospitals up and running, helping keep our houses up and running, helping keep everything up and running, it's shocking to me that they continuously want to attack the one thing that makes everything work. And then for even last night, you continuously heard it, 10 years. Really? I mean, our folks have got to start really looking at this and becoming realistic and truthful and say, hey, here's where we're at. Everybody would be perfectly happy if y'all develop something new that's great. Awesome. But let's quit trying to act like it's here. It's not. We do not have the reliable energy. We do not have the reliable income. And we have the cleanest fuel in the world produced right here in the Permian Basin, and yet nobody wants to talk about it. So it's really disappointing that the pot thing continuously, they want to say how great the sales are and all that. But I mean, I think we'll do that in a month here. So good job. We're glad y'all have something, and it probably does help. I'm not saying it doesn't help diversify some of these small towns that have absolutely nothing.
Sure.
But it's not going to make the revenue, and it's not even if that town is making extra GRT off of that. It's not replacing the monies that they're getting from oil and gas to make their schools operate, to pay for the things that they have to, that they're not going to be able to generate. It's just not feasible.
It needs to. Diversification doesn't necessarily mean replacement. Occasion. I'll just create a word. Diversification means we're going to add to and have different things instead of all being in one particular area or another.
Yeah.
Well, it's always been interesting to me just to see what the impact is, because that's been touted as one of the things that's going to replace oil and gas revenue in the future. And apparently now we have a new 10-year deadline because it's been 12 years since we had 10 years to fix the environment when Al Gore was telling us that we had 10 years. It's been 12 years past that deadline. So now we have another 10-year deadline to worry about. In 10 years, we're still going to, and then at the end of 10 years, all of a sudden, we don't need oil and gas anymore. So
Well, and what really
that's too bad.
I don't know how much more time we have, so I'll make it short.
About a minute.
What really bothers me is when he was tackling climate change, which is why we want to get rid of oil and gas, and he was talking about all the forests he's seen burn. The problem with that is, and I was born and raised in a forest, they're lying again. They've made those forest burns because they put the fuel load so heavy on it, they will not let the forest be healthy.
Right.
And so quit blaming other things when your policies created the problem. So help uncreate the problem, but you won't. You want to blame something else. Stop. Let's fix the problems and start addressing the issues, and those forests will be healthy. Go drive through the reservation right outside of Ruidosa.
Mm-hmm.
They manage their forest.
Yeah,
and it is healthy, and it is beautiful.
Yeah,
so big difference.
A lot healthier than what we have. So.
Absolutely.
Well, good. So this was County Commission Week. Next week, you get to be the mayor.
I do, yes. Yes. And I'll do some mayor work in between, so don't worry everyone out there. There's plenty of both.
How are they doing on 20th?
Good. Yeah, they're doing good. So hopefully,
with weather like this,
let's
that'll
hold
help,
this
right?
days, and hopefully we'll get some days back. So
that'll be good.
But yeah, they're working hard on it.
All right, John Henry, County Commissioner. Thank you so much for coming in, and thanks for watching the State of the Union address for me.
Yes,
I'm so thankful you did that for me.
Well, I take punishment, so I watched it for everyone. So.
All right, here's the news on KSVP Artesia. It is 9:00. Stick around. We've got something about meatballs.
News this hour from townhall.com. I'm Rich Thomason. House Republicans zeroing in on social media censorship, specifically Twitter's burying of the Hunter Biden laptop story just weeks before the last presidential election. Republican Congressman James Comer chairs the House Oversight Committee, says it's a big deal, pointing to collusion between the FBI and Twitter to suppress the story, which appeared first in the New York Post.
One survey found that 17% of Biden voters would not have voted for the Biden-Harris ticket if they'd known about the Biden laptop. But many Americans did not know about it because of a coordinated cover-up by big tech, the swamp, and mainstream news.
Comer's committee holding a hearing today, taking testimony from several former high-ranking Twitter employees. Republicans outraged by President Biden's claim made in last night's State of the Union speech that the GOP wants to cut Medicare and Social Security.
I'm not politely not naming them, but it's being proposed by some of you.
That brought cries of liar, most notably from GOP firebrand Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene. Republicans also take issue with the president's claim that he is strong on defense.
The president says he sent a message by shooting down that Chinese spy balloon last week.
China threatens our sovereignty. We will act to protect our country, and we did.
But in the GOP response, it was Arkansas Governor Sarah Huckabee Sanders.
President Biden's weakness puts our nation and the world at risk.
And she insists whether the threat comes from near or far away.
President Biden is unwilling to defend our border, defend our skies, and defend our people.
The situation Sanders described as dangerous and unacceptable. Bob Agnew reporting.
Town Hall News joining forces with international nonprofit relief agency Food for the Poor to rush emergency relief, food and water to victims of the earthquakes in Turkey and Syria. More information available on the website srnnews.com. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Losing your family's home movies and photos would be devastating. That's why Legacy Box exists, to preserve your family's recorded moments digitally, ensuring they're safe forever. Think of the time and money your family invested to capture family vacations, birthdays, even your wedding. Recording a lifetime of memories was a commitment. Camcorders cost thousands, and cameras required film and development. Legacy Box is the final step to preserve your family's past. Thankfully, it doesn't require another big investment. Legacy Box is safe, simple, and affordable. Over 1 million families have trusted Legacy Box to convert their analog media to digital. You owe it to your family to safeguard your memories. Become your family's hero and save them before it's too late. For a limited time, Legacy Box is offering an exclusive discount when you go to legacybox.com/lbox. That's legacybox.com/lbox.
The UN says 3 protesters have died in an attack on a UN convoy in Eastern Democratic Republic of Congo.
First, the road was blocked with rocks, and then protesters attacked the UN peacekeeping convoy as it was returning to the city of Goma in eastern Congo. Videos show several trucks on fire. The UN mission, called MONUSCO, said 3 demonstrators died as the peacekeepers, accompanied by Congolese soldiers, tried to protect the convoy. Several vehicles were looted. There is a lot of anger as Rwandan-backed rebels have been advancing towards Goma. People in eastern Congo have long questioned why 18,000 UN peacekeepers cannot do more to stop the violence.
The BBC's Will Ross. Ukrainian President Zelensky making a rare trip outside of his country, daring to visit Britain in a bid for more advanced weapons as Kiev braces for an expected Russian offensive and hatches its own plans to retake land held by the Russians. News and analysis, townhall.com. More disturbing revelations in the brutal beating death of Tyree Nichols.
Documents say one Memphis police officer accused of beating the 29-year-old man took photos and sent them to other officers and a female acquaintance. The documents released by the Tennessee Peace Officers Standards and Training Commission say Demetrius Haley stood over Nichols as he lay bloodied and propped up against a police car and took the photos. In a request that Haley and 4 other officers charged with second-degree murder be decertified, the Memphis Police Department wrote, "Your on-duty conduct was unjustly, blatantly unprofessional and unbecoming for a sworn public servant." I'm Donna Warder.
LeBron James, the NBA's new career scoring leader, pushing his career total to 38,388 points, breaking the record that Kareem Abdul-Jabbar held for almost 4 decades. More on these stories at townhall.com.
I know what you're expecting to hear right now, the announcement of today's KSVIP. Well, I don't have a name for today, and I need your help. If you know someone who needs to be recognized for being a very special person, call right now, 746-2751. Ask for Tana and schedule a KSVIP. Your special someone will be recognized at this time all day long on their day, and they'll receive a flower courtesy of Lovebud Floral in Artesia. So call today and schedule your KSVIP.
Mowing my front lawn. I know they're all thinking I'm so white and nerdy. Think I'm just too white and nerdy. Think I'm just too white and nerdy. Can't you see I'm white and nerdy? Look at me, I'm white and nerdy. I wanna roll with the gangsters, but so far they all think I'm too white and nerdy. Think I'm just too white and nerdy. Think I'm just too white and nerdy. I'm just too white and nerdy. Really, really white and nerdy.
Class here at MIT, got skills, I'm a champion of D&D. MC Escher, that's my favorite MC. Keep your 40 out, just have an Earl Grey tea. My rims never spin, to the contrary. You'll find that.
All right, welcome back on Good Morning Artesia. We're going to have some fun here this hour as we're still trying to figure out this meatball thing. And but I thought I'd run this past y'all. I've had the toughest time of my life. First, I got angina pectoris, and then arteriosclerosis. Just as I was recovering from these, I got tuberculosis, double pneumonia, and phthisis. Then they gave me hypodermics. Appendicitis was followed by tonsillectomy. These gave way to aphasia and hypertrophic cirrhosis. I completely lost my memory for a while. I knew I had diabetes and acute indigestion besides gastritis, rheumatism, lumbago, and neuritis. I don't know how I pulled it through. It was the hardest spelling bee that I've ever had.
That's a good one.
That's a good one.
Good morning, Betty.
You know Betty. Oh, that's right. Anyway, you know what this reminds me? If you ever go back and watch the old TV shows, I think it's called What's My Line?
Oh, uh-huh.
And they had the panel of guests, and they had to put their blindfolds on, and the guest came in and signed in on the chalkboard. They had a chalkboard, and they had to sign in, and then through a series of questions, they had to guess what they did for a living, what their line was. And so when Jeffrey comes in and has everybody sign the sheet so he can get the spelling right on the screen, it kind of reminded me of the What's My Line, what happens is when they come in and do What's My Line. Yeah, so anyway, let's do the weather forecast. Are you ready for the weather? I think Jeffrey's ready for the weather forecast. Let's see if we're going to have a nice day out there today. Steve?
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Low pressure over western Texas is heading out of the area. Maybe a few lingering clouds early today, but we get sunshine this afternoon and our highs about 60 across the whole area. Clear tonight, low 30s and a little bit breezy, and then we get a sunny and windy Thursday. Gusts up to 35 miles per hour. Our afternoon high will be a little cooler, right around 50, fair Friday. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
All right, Steve-O, thank you very much. Right now, it's a very beautiful day as we have warmed up to 40 degrees here in Artesia, on our way up into the 60s today. Our humidity is at 53%. The dew point is 24. Winds are out of the west at 4. Pressure at 30.26 and falling. Our air quality is 48. We have good air quality. We had a high yesterday of 43. And a low of 28. 1 year ago, we had a high of 54 and a low of 15. Our minimum 4-inch soil temp is between 38 and 40 degrees. And sunset will be at 5:36. Sunrise will be at 6:46 tomorrow morning. So there's your weather forecast for the day. And it looks like I need to reset that camera, but I'm not sure if I can do it from my phone or from my computer, or if I have to go to the location and
rough day,
hit a button or something like that. Well, not so bad for me. Now, Jeffrey got off to a slow start. I think they have to replace a battery in a vehicle. I'm not sure if he died in the middle of traffic or if he was able to get off the street there. You ever have one of those days?
You can push your car. Yeah.
So, and I could just picture Jeffrey, trying to push it out of the way if he had to.
Stop for a burrito.
And just after the push the car, or maybe that. Oh, he stopped for a burrito, and then the car wouldn't start again, and but at least he got the burrito.
Well, that was good.
That was good. So we've got
all he wanted.
Well, that's all he wanted. He didn't bring me a burrito. Did he bring you a burrito?
No, he knew we were coming. Yeah.
Exactly.
How rude.
Yeah. I guess because it's not Friday.
Oh.
Or Monday.
You're coming on Monday.
Right, I'm coming on Monday.
Okay, well then she'll
look, he brought him.
Oh, that's right. He's got little snacks if you need snacks.
Anyone? No.
Yeah, okay.
You want a burrito.
So, Maria is here. Hi, Maria.
Good morning, Gene.
So you finally got rid of that other director that's been dragging you down or holding you back.
Yes, she was.
Did you just tell her, or did everybody just stop taking her calls?
I just did. I said, Melanie, I am so sorry, but you are not going to win me an Academy Award. So you are out.
We're just teasing you, folks. That's not exactly true.
No, I had to do it by myself last night, and let me tell you, it was not fun.
It was rough.
I missed her. I really did. I just kept going, Melanie, what do you?
She was lost. What can we say?
And Melanie was not there. No. My thoughts are with her because she is sick.
Okay.
She is sick, so.
She tried on Monday.
She did. She was there on
was a
Monday,
good
and she
soldier.
was just coughing her head off. So, but she did go to the doctor, got some medicine, and so hopefully she'll be there tomorrow night, and we will get things in order, and we shall be ready for you guys on February the 17th, 18th, and 19th. Now, everybody is telling me, oh, we are going to go on Sunday because by then you guys will have all the kinks out of the way and you will put on a good show, but they don't know that we're going to add a few kinks to our last performance, aren't we? Aren't we, ladies?
You're looking at me? I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
You
We're
haven't
going
told me
to
yet.
add a few kinks so they can be surprised.
I don't know.
So-
I was told that tends to be the craziest performance.
Well, absolutely. Absolutely.
Because
So they think.
if they start pulling some shenanigans, what are you going to do about it,
Pull
right?
some more shenanigans.
That's called theater.
They want to come see a show? We're going to give them a show. Way to go, Mary Lou.
Well, that's great. And then Mary Lou Kisher?
Sure.
Okay, back with us. Betty Skinner is here.
Hi.
You're in this?
Yes, I am.
Because she wasn't here last week when you
No,
were
she
here.
wasn't.
So what is your role in this?
Well, I sell insurance, and I have an appointment to meet this. Oh, that's what they do. They make fun of me because I sell insurance, and I have to sell it to this lady. Well, all chaos breaks out, and I'm like, I'm trying to do business here, people. And then they make fun of me, and I'm like, oh, I have a good policy for you. It's short time, but you have to be 65 years of age. Are you 65?
No.
I'm sorry, I can't sell you insurance then.
Sorry.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, it has to be 65?
Yeah, it has to be 65, and it has to be a male. Yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean, they were specific about the
Now,
requirements.
is you being a lawyer, is she right about that? I mean, can she advertise like that, certain things?
Well, that's not my policy. That's the insurance policy.
Maybe.
It said short term. It said you weren't expected to live that long.
Oh, dear.
Well, now did this policy get sold before the meatball incident, or
Not yet.
Not yet.
I can't find anybody to buy it. I mean, it's only $39.99. Come on,
$39.99. What?
dollars.
A week, a day, a month?
It doesn't specify. I don't know.
That's when the lawyer comes in and has to read the real fine print.
There's fine print, but I can't read it, so, I don't know.
Are there any taxes, filing fees?
I take that up with the accountant.
No wonder you're having so much trouble.
But I thought I'd
you
come to
can
this
call-
nice restaurant, and it's like, Luigi's, okay. But the service is not very good. I just, it's like, waiter, it's like, we may starve to death before the whole thing's over with.
Yeah.
But they keep interfering with my conversation with my client. I'm like, come on, people. I mean, I'm working here. This is my livelihood. Come on, work with me.
Sounds like you need a lawyer.
Yeah.
Yes, you can call. Can you call the lawyer?
Oh, what
Sure.
no, somebody
I don't know if I
said the
should do
name
that
was,
number.
what was the name of that lawyer's company? Somebody said it's Snorkel.
Slocum, and Quickum.
Oh, that one. Yeah, that one. I've never heard of it, but hey.
Yeah, it's the same as Dewey, Cheatham, and Howe. It's our sister firm.
Yep. Yeah.
That actually, there's a sign that says that in a building in Boston. The late Dave Oakley went back east and was at a conference for the company that he worked for at the time. And sure enough, in the building where there's a bunch of other insurance companies and stuff like that, there's a
Dewey, Cheatham, and Howe.
There's a Dewey, Cheatham, and Howe law firm.
Two guys, the Magliotti brothers, that did a automobile talk show, and they always advertise. They always had silly advertisements, and one of the advertisements they had was Dewey, Cheatham, and Howe, and that was a regular every week they did.
It's regular on the
Tom and Ray Magliotti or
click
something
and clack, right? Where they
Click and Clack, the Tappet brothers, absolutely.
That's right.
Absolutely.
And then they portrayed characters of themselves in the first Cars movie.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I hadn't gone to see it, so I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Oh,
so-
cool. That's
Now that we're wandering off onto these other
So we
things,
do have
see,
your
this is the problem you have as a director is trying to get us back into where we're supposed
That's
to.
right. So do we have your curiosity and you will
Yes,
go
yes.
see? I mean, it is fun.
So it's a murder mystery.
Murder mystery.
But it's a comedy.
It's a comedy. Oh,
Okay.
yeah, for sure.
yeah.
Comedy.
I think there's a weird lady that does a dance. Isn't there a lady that comes? She's like, Chiquita. No, it's not
It's
Chiquita.
not Chiquita Benita. I think her name is Candida Rivera.
Yeah, that one.
Yes.
That one.
And
Olé.
Olé. Yes. And she knows about love.
Yeah.
There's a lot of clues. There's a lot of clues that leads to who killed the most influential man. You know,
Yeah.
he's not a very likable man.
Yeah,
you know?
no. But he owns most of Artesia, you know, and the word keeps going around at the restaurant. I'm like, well, who does he think he is? I mean, you know.
He's very influential.
He owns everything. Well, so what? You know,
Does
that
he
doesn't
need
do
an
my
insurance-
insurance company any good.
Does he need an insurance policy?
Probably not.
Oh, but there is one.
But I may not be. He may not be able. I may not be able to afford what he wants.
Yeah. So,
you know.
so what do you do to your clients that don't buy an insurance policy?
I haven't run across that yet.
Do you serve them meatballs and?
Oh no, that's
He's
not my
famous.
department.
Well, Luigi is famous for
Yeah.
his meatballs.
He
They
is.
are the meatiest. And there's different, I mean, anybody could have killed him, you know, because he's, like I said, he's not very nice. So in there we have Flora Sharp, played by Kimmy Bennett, his wife, Nero Sharp's, not Nero.
Yes,
it is.
Yeah, it is Nero Sharp.
Oh,
yes,
yeah.
it's Nero Sharp's wife.
You got confused with the other one.
Jewel Murdoch, which is his mother-in-law, could possibly, mother-in-laws.
Ooh.
And then there's Basil Baker, that the chef, played by. I forgot. Jewel is played by Becky Turpin.
Okay.
Basil Baker, he's the head chef, played by Julian Martinez, and maybe he did. I don't know. Amaryllis, the salad chef.
Ah.
Yeah, she's kind of messy with her salad, though. I mean, we decided we didn't want to eat it.
That's true, huh?
Not good.
And then there's Phyllis Knorr, that is a newspaper reporter. You know, those reporters, they want to get to the top, so they might do anything. And then you have Arlene de More, who is the secretary of Nero.
Okay.
Do you know?
Yeah.
So
Secretary slash.
Yeah, slash. Mm-hmm.
Or do you hold up and do the quotations, the
Quotation,
secretary?
Yeah. And then there's Peter Paul Renoir. He's an artist, struggling artist.
Ah.
Yeah, really struggling.
And then we have a lot of diners that come in.
Mm-hmm.
You know, a doctor. I'm sorry, Arlene is played by Zebby Erickson. Peter Paul Renoir, Maria Hubert. And then we have a doctor that comes in, played by Sue Earle, and our lawyer.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have an artist, a tattoo artist.
Mm-hmm.
If you want a tattoo, she'll take your appointment, and that is Rebecca Gray. And then Candida Rivera.
Yeah. Ole.
Olé. And then we have a mechanic, Roy Bean, in which slash Nero Sharp, Lindell Smith, and then Lizzie, which is also an insurance secretary.
Guess who?
Naomi Lamore, a cosmetic salesman.
Ah.
Who knows? Maybe they had a sales gone wrong with Nero. Do you think? Maybe he didn't pay him. Maybe.
Could have
A
been.
cosmetic salesman? Do they
Yeah.
drive a pink car?
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll have to go out and check the car next time.
Yeah, parking lot.
No, but the lady lawyer brought a dog.
Really?
Yeah, she brought a dog into the
Tiny
restaurant.
dog.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Could that be Mr.
Boodle.
Mr. Boodles? He's made a lot of appearances in other.
Really?
Yes.
What kind of dog is Mr. Boodles? Boondles?
Plush.
Plush?
Yeah.
And Ursula Peterswiss is a toxicologist.
Okay.
A famous toxicologist.
That's who I'm trying to sell the insurance
Author.
policy to.
Okay.
But I can't get her interest.
Well, I'm guessing if there's a poisoned meatball, there's a toxicologist that's needed.
Of course.
Well,
Just happen to be at the right place at the right time.
I know,
Maybe
but I need
if
to
she
sell her a
tastes-
policy.
If she tastes the sauce. No? Maybe
I
not.
wouldn't.
Oh.
But I mean,
If she's a smart one, I wouldn't.
Yeah, if she's smart, she won't.
We have a lot of little extra
Yeah.
people.
So it's a big cast.
It is a big cast. It is. But it's fun.
Yeah. So it's not this weekend.
No.
It's next weekend?
Next weekend.
Next weekend, Friday and Saturday,
Sunday afternoon.
and Sunday afternoon, 7 o'clock, Friday, Saturday,
Sunday at 2.
at 2. Okay.
And you can go and get your lunch over by the Altrusa Club. That they're hosting their lunch.
They're doing the smorgasbord.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got to go pick them up before I go to the theater, too.
yeah.
Yeah, I have tickets for that.
And then you can come and eat it there.
Do you know where they are now? Where they're
It's at
West Main Church.
West Main Baptist
Oh, okay.
Church, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the new spot.
Okay.
Where you go get your.
Well, I think there's a
smorgasbord.
better way of parking to get in there to get it too than what they've had before, because a lot of places was kind of jammed up with traffic and stuff. So I think they've got a bigger parking lot you can work with.
Good.
And everything.
West Main.
Yes. But I don't know, Luigi's. I'm not real sure about that. I like this restaurant. I think I'm going to take it off my favorite restaurant to eat at. It just
Because I've heard it's like the best place in town.
It is. It is.
That's what I keep hearing.
I don't know. There's some questionable things going on. You look around to see the building. I'm not sure how the building is, so it's not good quality. I mean, I'm sorry.
Yeah, well, it is. It's a good place to go eat, and I would recommend it on the 17th, the 18th, and the 19th. I would recommend
If
for
you
you
can
to
get
go
service, it would help.
Sounds like you can bring your dog in, though.
Yeah,
I know.
Yes,
but that
service
doesn't
dogs.
fix us any food.
Service dogs.
Only if
It's
you're a
service.
lady lawyer.
Oh. And
She get lady
clueless?
lawyers and their puppies,
Yeah.
They're little dogs.
They gotta.
Yeah.
We just invite everybody to come.
Invite
Oh, it's
everybody.
a good show. It's a lot of fun, a lot of laughs. We sit there and laugh. We're like, really?
So it sounds great. How much are tickets? Do you remember? off the top of your head?
$15.
$15.
Adults and $10 for K to 12.
If I remember correctly, Candace said it's general seating. So
General seating.
So you
can buy the tickets at the door, or you can buy them online.
okay, and then but once you get there, you pick out your favorite seat.
Right.
Yes.
It's not like AMC. Did you hear what AMC is trying to do? The movie theater chain. Their ticket prices are based on where you sit in the theater.
Really?
Yeah. So it's not like, $20 for a ticket. Go
Right.
sit where you want. It's if you want the good seats, it's one price, and if you want the less than good seats, it's a less expensive price.
Wow. No.
Wow.
So just get the cheapest seat you can get, and then wait till the movie starts, and then just go.
Yeah, who's going to stop you? I mean, yeah.
So you can do the same thing. Yeah, I read that. They're getting some pushback on that.
Oh, really?
It's not real good on that. But that's not the problem at the Ocotillo, because
Yeah,
there's not
nope.
a bad seat in the house.
Oh, no.
No, absolutely not.
And all that.
Yes.
Mary Lou, how much fun has this been for you? Because I don't think you're fairly new to the area,
Yes,
and
I
I don't
am.
think you've been in a play before.
Not here.
Not here?
No. No, I was in a play when I was in junior college back in the dark ages. And
Let's don't go there. I was in those dark ages.
as I tell people, I was born in the first half of the past century. That's how old I am.
Yeah.
But and I was in a production at my church. When was that? In the 90s?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, in the 90s. And we did Andrew Lloyd Webber collection of things, and I was a Jellicle cat from Cats.
Oh, okay. Wow.
Yeah. But now you've moved up to dogs.
I bring my dog, yeah.
And she's a lawyer.
To my
Not a cat.
dog.
She's a lawyer with a dog. Yep.
That's great. So it's been a lot of fun to be a.
Oh, absolutely, a lot of fun, a lot of laughs, a lot of fun, and I'm meeting a lot of people, which is cool.
That's
Because
good.
we live so far out of town, and I don't need to come in town unless I got something to come in town for.
So is this play worth coming to town for?
Absolutely.
Oh, yes, yes.
Yep. I've been coming in 3 nights
Yes.
a week to practice. Absolutely.
Yeah, well, that's
And I
great.
get to meet all these nice people.
Yeah, Betty, you've been in a play once or twice before, haven't you?
One or two, yeah.
They keep pulling you back in.
I
huh?
know. I thought I was down to one hat. Now I'm back to two hats. Oh, what can I say?
And Maria, you just live over there, don't you?
Yes.
Pretty much.
What can I say?
Her and Melanie,
What
yeah.
can I say? I know my friends keep saying, because this is the last one. I'm not going to do it anymore. And
And
they
I tell
all
them
say,
no.
Yeah, that doesn't work. Who's doing your set pieces? And
Lindo Smith is going to set up our set.
Mhm.
And props, Betty has helped us gather up all the props. It's real easy. The set is real easy. The props have been real easy. That's one reason why we chose this play, because the set is real good. I mean, it's real easy. It's a restaurant, and the props are easy
Minimum.
to do. You know, it's present time, and so it's real easy.
yeah,
So-
are there real meatballs?
They're real
Being served?
meatball, the meatiest. There's just one flaw.
Yeah.
Oh, but there's a secret there too.
But there's a secret.
So are these like theater meatballs, or are these real meatballs?
You'll have to go and
I don't know, but they're the only one that gets service. I guess that's why he's so rich, is because he gets service and nobody else does. We're sitting there starving. All they give us is breadsticks. We're like, you know, I
If
can't.
you're lucky.
If I'm lucky,
If
yeah.
you're lucky, you get breadsticks.
Or even water.
Yeah.
Forget it. You know, I'm like, okay, I'll just sit here and mind my own business.
sell insurance.
Yeah.
When they filmed the movie in here a few years ago, I watched them make movie ice cream. Ew. You do not want to eat that. But it looks the same from the minute they start
That's
shooting
right,
until
till the end.
Right, yeah.
the end of the day when they finish shooting.
Oh, my goodness.
It looks the same.
Yeah.
Huh.
But you do not want to
I
eat
do not want to eat.
Oh.
eat that stuff. So I didn't know if you had like real meatballs that the cast is going to be, but they're not getting served. Is that what you're saying?
Well, he is. We're
He
not.
is,
He
okay.
gets service because he
Well,
owns
of
the
course
town.
he is.
owns the
He's
town. He's a
Nero
big
Sharp.
Yeah.
He's Nero Sharp.
Well, so what? That doesn't help feed me.
But why would they want to poison his meatball?
Oh, that's the question.
Well, we don't
That's
know.
the question.
Yeah.
There's a lot of
I'm not
people.
going to answer.
That's why you have to go to the play. So it's next Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Not this weekend.
coming, right.
Yeah, there's some football game or something.
No, it's
Everybody's-
basketball game.
It's a basketball
Yes,
game.
I
This
know.
weekend?
We're not this weekend, next weekend.
Oh, but
It's
this
home-
weekend there's a football game,
is
I
it?
heard.
Oh,
Somewhere.
Yes.
Oh,
it's
yeah. I've heard about it,
I think.
yeah.
Oh, yes.
So that's this weekend, so
that's
that
this
you're not
weekend. No, we're not
conflicted.
competing
no.
with that.
Yeah, so now there is a high school game
Yes.
next Friday.
Yes, I believe it's homecoming. Basketball
Yeah.
homecoming.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, but, not everybody goes to the basketball game.
Well, we
Might be
wish
a
'em
good
well.
night to go to the play.
Right.
But it's homecoming.
Yeah. Well, you're not going to the play. I mean, you're not going to the basketball game.
I'm not.
Be going to the play.
She better be coming to the play.
What do you mean?
Well, there's two directors, right?
That's true.
Yeah, I know, but
The other would have heart failure if she didn't show up. The other would have heart failure. This would have heart failure if the other one didn't show up. Yeah.
We're in this together.
That's a package deal.
Melanie, I need to leave for just a second. You got this.
Yeah, that's right, Melanie. You got this.
Tell them what your shirt says. You and Melanie have a shirt that matches.
Oh, your director shirts?
Yes.
And they say director number one.
Well,
director
we do
number-
have director, and it says, it has who poisoned his meatball on there and all that. And then on the back it says director number one.
Mm-hmm.
And then on hers it has director number one.
Yeah, but what's the
But
other
the
shirt
other
you
one,
had?
I
Yeah.
can't remember what it says.
Oh, it's about
Apparently,
them to be together. We're in trouble together. Something.
apparently, when we come together, it means trouble.
Something like
Something like that. Yeah, double trouble.
Double trouble. There
Yep,
you go.
there you go.
Sounds great. So go online or go to the box office,
Yes.
get your tickets, and we'll see you at the play next weekend.
Yes.
Very good.
Yes.
All right.
We'd
And
love
I'm
to
sure you
see
guys will
you.
be back again before then, right?
I'll be back the 13th.
Good.
Very well.
All right. Looking forward to it.
We're sending Betty.
She's been here before.
Yes.
A time or two, yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks a
Thank
lot.
you, Mary Lou.
Thank you.
Appreciate you coming
My
in.
pleasure.
Can't wait
Yeah,
to
Thank
meet
you
your
for
dog.
having me.
Hey, you should bring him next time. Oh, no, you're not going to be
I
in
don't
next
have a
time.
Yeah.
No, unless I get called in.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, we have another one over there in the little carrier.
Yeah.
Yes,
see
I
him.
see. My puppy's smaller than that.
Oh,
He might get scared of that one.
that's that. Would that be funny?
He sits in my attaché case. That's where he sits in my attaché case and just kind of looks out.
Okay.
See what's going
He's
on.
not nervous like a Chihuahua. Just sit there and shake all the time.
Well, he could be, but I try to keep him calm.
There you go.
That's my job.
All right. Who poisoned his meatball next weekend at the Ocotillo? Don't miss it.
Don't miss
Hi, I'm
it.
Dr. Keon at Carabelli Dental. Same-day smiles are what we do. My passion is helping patients chew, talk, and live with confidence. That's why I'm one of the few doctors in the U.S. who can create beautiful same-day smiles with the latest digital implant technology. This procedure is life-changing. Just ask Sean.
Hi, I'm Sean. I've been that voice that you've heard on the radio for most of my life, but I'm also a dad to 2 amazing kids. I've had a million reasons to smile, but in all my old pictures, I was never smiling. Truth is that life of improper care and being dealt a bad hand genetically left me practically with no teeth. It affected everything from the way I ate, the way I talked, and of course how I interacted with people. And that's where Dr. Keon and Carabelli stepped in. They eased my fears. They explained every step of the process in a way that I could understand, and they made me feel almost like I was part of the team. And now I can't stop smiling. I have so much more confidence, and I love looking in the mirror now. I can't explain how much of a difference Dr. Keon's dental implant process made for me.
Our team can help you find your smile too. Come see us at Carabelli Dental, 575-622-4455.
Join Southeast New Mexico College in celebrating Black History Month. You're invited to a special event February 16th, 4 p.m. at the SENMC Library. Nathaniel Nate Banks will be your guest speaker with an activity held by the NAACP as part of the event. Light refreshments will also be served. That's February 16th, 4 p.m. at the SENMC Library. This event is in partnership with the SENMC Library Diversity Committee and the NAACP Carlsbad Chapter.
In New Mexico, the leading cause of death is heart disease, but it is preventable. This Heart Health Month, celebrate with Artesia General Hospital at a special presentation from the cardiology specialist at Advanced Heart and Vascular Center of New Mexico. They'll be joined by special guest Sherry Wells, Executive Director of the American Heart Association. Join us on Thursday, February 16th at 5:30 p.m. in the Green Chili Cafe. For more information, please visit Artesia General Hospital's Facebook page. One beat at a time, we're here for every heart.
Since 2019, Spur Energy Partners has been committed to the markets we have operations, including right here in Artesia, New Mexico. We are proud of this community, and we work hard to be a good citizen and support our local economy, our local schools, and our local families. That's why Spur Energy Partners is excited about bringing the Artesia Bulldog broadcasts to you. Good luck, Bulldogs, and safe travels in the 2022 season. Play hard with Bulldog Pride from Spur Energy Partners.
If you're missing a tooth or several teeth, a dental implant may be the ultimate solution. Implants look and feel so much like real teeth that you probably forget you have an implant. Maupin and Brown Dentistry is one of New Mexico's most experienced implant providers, with literally thousands of implant patients who are absolutely delighted with the results. Call Maupin and Brown today for an evaluation. You'll be surprised how affordable implants can be. Maupin and Brown, your choice for experienced state-of-the-art dentistry.
You know, all of a sudden last night, Aaron, about 7 o'clock, it did warm up tremendously.
It did. I think there was a hot air coming from the east, right?
So, did you watch any of the State of the Union last night?
I did not. I value my sanity more than watching that. It would have set me off for the whole night. So I avoided it.
I was watching some people tweeting last night, and I'm glad I didn't watch it, because I'm like you, would probably start screaming. I'd be like a Dallas Cowboys fan, you know, wanting to throw the TV out. And then when I saw this morning that Keith Olbermann had called it the best State of the Union speech he'd ever seen.
Did he have a trickle up his leg, or?
That was, that wasn't Olbermann. That was.
Oh, was it not? Okay, I get them all mixed up.
But, and I couldn't tell whether he was being sarcastic or whether he was telling the truth, but I have a feeling he was telling the truth. And that in his opinion, that was the best speech he'd ever seen. So that's kind of funny. A lot of people have been saying that Governor Huckabee Sanders did a pretty good job last night.
Yeah, I kind of wish I would have watched her. I didn't watch hers, but yes, I thought she would have done a good job on the rebuttal.
Yeah. Scott Adams commenting on the press secretary, and there's a clip there. Every person in the room could speak in coherent But she is perfect for translating old man yelling at the sky into babble. Jimmy Failure said, needless to say, this is the last time they let Hunter give his dad meds before a speech. So, anyway. But I was looking for another tweet. I don't know if you, Scott Adams yesterday had tweeted out, I guess he had a paper jam in a printer.
Oh.
And he cleared the paper jam by throwing the printer across the floor. And that was kind of funny. So today, I bought a new HP laser printer to replace the one I destroyed on live stream over a paper jam. The new one can't connect to my computer, and the user interface has hit a dead end.
Uh-oh.
Should I destroy the new printer on live stream today or get a brother printer instead?
Get a brother.
And so that's the poll. Do not destroy or destroy. And he can afford printers, so I'll say destroy. Yeah, 77% have said he needs to destroy this printer.
And get a brother brand.
And get a brother printer and see. So
that's what I use in my offices. It's the brother, and it works pretty well.
Yeah, well, there you go. We've had HP printers over the years. I think we've had a couple of brother printers. You get one that works and stick with it, and when you don't get one that works, you get another one.
Right. The way it works.
Yeah, that's funny. Anyway, well, what do you have for us today?
Well, I'm going to stick with some pancake stuff here.
Oh, good. Yeah, because I'm getting hungry. I'm looking forward to these pancakes.
Me too. So I went to the park this morning and saw an old man sitting on a park bench crying. I asked him, "What's wrong?" He said, "I have a beautiful 22-year-old wife at home. She rubs my back every morning and then gets up and makes me pancakes, fresh fruit and freshly ground coffee." I said, "Well, why are you crying if you got that?" He continued on, "She makes my favorite lunch of soup and brownies and then watches TV with me for the rest of the afternoon." I was confused. I said, "Well, then why are you crying?" He goes on, "For dinner, she makes me a gourmet meal with wine and my favorite dessert, and we go to bed together." "Well, then why in the world are you crying?" He replies cheerfully, "I can't remember where I live."
That could be said about the person who gave the State of the Union speech last night.
He could. His wife's a little older than 22, but yeah, the can't remember where I live part, that's a definite,
Yeah. And what's up with the First Lady and the second gentleman?
Oh, yeah, I heard you talking about that. I haven't seen the clip yet, but
yeah, that's a full-on, on-the-lips kiss, And so I don't know.
Joe's a little jealous of Joe sniffing little girls, I think.
Well, that, and think about who each one of them is married to.
True. Not much there, so yeah.
So nice to see you, First Lady. I'm hoping you have not learned to cackle today.
So why do Jedis always burn their pancakes?
Jedis. The Star Wars joke here. Star Wars pancake joke. Why do Jedis always burn their pancakes? Because they don't know how to use the Force?
No, they refuse to turn to the dark side.
If they don't see it, it's not there.
Right.
That's
and
good.
I've got a little trivia for you.
All right.
A waffle, you know what a waffle is?
Yes.
Like a pancake, but with a syrup trap.
Yes. And sometimes you find them in the shape of the state of Texas.
Right? Yeah. In any Texas hotel, I think they're required to have that.
It's the law.
It's the law. You got to have a Texas pancake. We need a New Mexico pancake iron or waffle iron.
Yeah, but I don't know how lovely the shape of our state would look.
Yeah, it might just have to be in the shape of the word. New Mexico waffles.
New Mexico, like old New Mexico, but a lot better.
Like old New Mexico without the corruption.
Yeah.
And socialism. Yeah.
Socialism, that's right. New Mexico. I don't know if I like that. We'll have to work on the name.
I like New Mexico. It's probably not, it kind of rolls off the tongue, but yeah, I guess after the newness wears off, it might not be as fun. But.
Yeah, that's true. Well, we've got time to work on it because we're gonna have to do that. I'm afraid it's just
it's getting more and more needed every day, I think.
Yeah, especially on the federal level. But it is good to know that if I hang on to all of my gas-powered vehicles, I just need to keep them around for 10 years.
10 more years is all we need, huh? And no more gas and oil. Yeah.
Well, the way Commissioner Henry was explaining it, the president said we're going to still need oil and gas for 10 years. So he's obviously, he knows something that you and I don't know.
All right, because he's going to be dead within 10 years.
Well, he'd be 90, right? He'd be 90 years old in 10 years, or 90?
He's already beaten the odds. So.
Or is he 86? No, he's 80. Is he 84 right now?
I think.
Hey Siri, how old is President Biden?
Joe Biden is 80.
He's 80. So yeah.
80. Okay.
So in 10 years, he'll be 103.
In president years, that's a lot.
In president years. Well, the office does age whoever is in it. Just look at any.
Yeah, like George W. looked like a young man when he went in, and he looked like his dad when he came out. So
yeah. Well, even Obama had the gray hair thing going.
Yeah.
Clinton didn't look too bad. I mean, he had aged, but golly, have you seen pictures of him now?
Oh yeah, he looks pretty rough.
Yeah, he's it's sad what it does to some folks, and because it's a tough job. I don't care,
Yeah.
Who
no matter how bad you are at it, it's still tough.
It's a tough job. And
even if you don't know where you are every day, it's still a tough job.
It's still a tough job. So I don't know. What are we gonna? New Mexico. Okay, we've got to work on that. All right, we're gonna work on that. And then when the president says, we just need oil for 10 years, we're gonna be sitting there going, we got it for past that because you're gonna need it then too. I don't know what these people think, Aaron. What do these people think? How are the planes gonna fly?
Yeah.
How are we gonna move the goods from one coast to the other? How are the Chinese, other than their spy balloons, going to get all this stuff they make that we buy over here without oil and gas?
Well, in Biden's America, we will be making things for the Chinese because we no longer have a free country when we're done with it. So.
Well, that's probably true.
But we'll be mining oil and gas for them. And so.
Oh, that'd be sad. But you may be right. That may be what it eventually winds up being. Let's hope not. Let's hope we get back to being the leader of the world and setting...
Shining city on a hill, as Reagan would have said.
Setting by example how things can and should be done.
Yes.
And blowing up anybody that messes with us.
Yes. Peace through strength.
That's right. That's right. And people willing to take the necessary steps to protect our interests.
Yes. Yes.
But not getting us into needless wars where young people get killed and we waste a lot of money.
Yeah, because we've got a whole lot of extra nuclear bombs we can get rid of and not have to send anybody anywhere.
That's right. That's right. That's be one of our founding principles of New Mexico. Actually, what we could do is you could go, Rush Limbaugh, the late Rush Limbaugh, had his undeniable truths. And we could start with that. We could pull some things from his undeniable truths of life, and that could be part of the code of New Mexico.
Ah, very good, like the preamble.
You got it. You got it. Yeah, there's some great ones in there. So, all right. Well, let's see how the markets are doing. Sometimes they have a reaction to the State of the Union address. Sometimes they don't. But you'll tell us what they're doing.
All right. This is Aaron Irving with LPL Financial, member of FINRA and the SIPC, bringing you your mid-morning stock market report for Wednesday, February the 8th. U.S. stocks were lower today as investors returned to focus to the latest batch of corporate earnings. Wall Street also continued to weigh the outlook for future Federal Reserve policy moves. The Dow Jones Industrial Average was 0.3% lower, while the S&P 500 slid 0.7%, and the NASDAQ Composite dropped 1.2%. Chipotle slid more than 4% after missing expectations on the top and bottom lines in its latest results. Meanwhile, CVS and Uber gained more than 2% and 6% respectively, following earnings that came in above Wall Street estimates. Investors are looking to post-bell earnings from companies including Walt Disney and Robinhood for more insights into how corporate America has handled recent interest rate hikes. Stocks closed near session highs after a volatile bout of trading yesterday, driven mainly by Fed Chair Jerome Powell's remarks that inflation has started easing. His comments reiterated those given at his press conference last week, further bolstering investor hopes that the central bank will soon pause or pivot on interest rate hikes. With a massive cash pile and diversified businesses, Warren Buffett's Berkshire Hathaway has a track record of outperforming the market during economic downturns, according to UBS. The conglomerate has proved to be resilient leading into and through the last 3 recessions since the early 1990s, according to the Wall Street firm after studying performance data. It showed that Berkshire shares outperformed the S&P 500 and other financials during recessions. The Dow Jones Industrial Average is currently down 192 points at 33,964. The S&P 500 is 46 points lower at 4,117, and the NASDAQ Composite is off by 198 points to 11,915. West Texas Intermediate crude is up 22 cents a barrel to $77.36. Stocks of local interest. HF Sinclair is down $2.35 a share to $52.27. Walmart is 62 cents lower at $140.35 a share. Xcel Energy is down $1.01 per share to $67.87. And EOG Resources is 63 cents higher at $128.45 a share. This is Aaron Irving with Oakley & Irving Wealth Management, serving business owners and energy industry professionals in the Pecos Valley and beyond. You can find us at oiwealth.com or at our offices in Artesia and Carlsbad. You can call us at 575-887-7075. All indices are unmanaged and may not be invested into directly. Securities are offered through LPL Financial, member of FINRA, and the SIPC.
You know, I wonder if Marjorie Taylor Greene was walking around with a big white balloon. And she didn't bring it into the speech, but if she had, or if somebody had popped a balloon, what would have Joe Biden's reaction have been? There was a clip. Reagan was giving a speech somewhere years ago, and a balloon popped. And this was after he had the assassination attempt. And so he's giving his speech, and this balloon pops, and he pauses for a minute and said, "Missed me." And he went on with his speech. And so, but that was Reagan. And he was pretty quick on his feet for things like that. All right. Well, Aaron, have a wonderful day today.
All right. You do the same.
And he'll have the closing markets for you at 4:30 this afternoon. We're going to take a quick break for Sean Hannity's thoughts on the news of the day and be right back.
Need to ship a package? Choose UPS. Need to ship a package UPS from Artesia? Bring your package to Brown Drug. Brown Drug wants to be your UPS shipping center in Artesia. Use Brown Drug as your UPS shipping center and we'll reward you by shipping your 11th package 5 pounds or less for free. If you want to make sure your package arrives on time, use UPS. The easy and convenient place to ship UPS in Artesia is Brown Drug at the corner of 4th and Washington.
Your morning cup of Sean. This is the Sean Hannity Morning Minute.
Then the big lie. Oh, this is Donald Trump. He had 3 incidents. 3. We've been able to piece it together long after the fact. Now, they were minor incursions. They didn't last very long, but 3 of them we've been able to discover. Show me the satellite imaging that backs up that claim, because I don't believe a word of it. There's not a single person that worked for Donald Trump, not one, that worked in intelligence or defense, ever heard about it. Every single person from John Ratcliffe to Mike Pompeo to Mark Esper to John Bolton, and it goes on and on and on. Chris Miller, they all said the same thing. Even Steve Daines in Montana said Biden should have shot the Chinese balloon down in Montana. Never mind Alaska.
The conservative underground meets later today on the Sean Hannity Show.
My brother-in-law died suddenly, and now my sister and her kids have to sell their home. That's why I told my husband we could not put off getting life insurance any longer. An agent offered us a 10-year, $500,000 policy for nearly $50 a month. Then we called SelectQuote. SelectQuote found us identical coverage for only $19 a month, a savings of $369 a year.
Whether you need a $500,000 policy or a $5 million policy, SelectQuote could save you more than 50% on term life insurance.
For your free quote, call SelectQuote at 1-800-863-5858. That's 1-800-863-5858. Or go to SelectQuote.com. 1-800-863-5858. That's 1-800-863-5858.
SelectQuote. We shop. You save. Full details on example policies at selectquote.com/commercials.
Welcome back on the Good Morning Artesia radio show, and we're going to finish up the day with our weekly visit with Central Valley Electric Cooperative, and the other Raylyn is here.
Yes.
Because it's FFA week, and so there's Raylyn Kaufman.
There is.
Did you guys spell your names the same way?
No, they are spelled different.
They are differently?
They are, yeah.
But they sound the same.
They do sound the same.
Okay. But that's cool. That's coming up Friday in Roswell, the chapter speech competition for
the
FFA.
high school,
For the high school is going on. And you were telling me we're going to have some
junior high.
Junior high students, because Friday we're scheduled to have FFA students on the radio. And I wondered how that was going to work with the competition going on. But that sounds exciting. Looking forward to
because
that.
Next week, the junior high has state competitions in Las Cruces.
Okay.
And they've got a couple of teams, different things going for that.
Well, we've had a lot of different athletic programs that have had success. The bowling team
absolutely
won a state championship.
It sure did.
I got a note here that the girls swim team won district.
Oh, good.
In Hobbs last week. Our boys and girls basketball teams are undefeated in district right now.
Wow.
And if they each win one more game, they're pretty well in control of winning district basketball this year. So there's a lot of good stuff going on.
That's right.
And then at Central Valley Electric, you had a couple of winners that are going to be going on the Washington, D.C. tour
on the youth
this summer?
tour, yes. So we selected 2 students. They are both from Dexter High School. We've got Mercedes Lavario. She's a senior at Dexter High School. And then Sarah Phillips is a junior at Dexter High School. And Sarah's brother, Dakota, we sent him back in 2016, 2017. And so she's just been waiting for her turn to apply. So, yes, we are going to send them to Washington, D.C. for a week in June, and along with probably 30 other kids from the state of New Mexico. And they are going to get to learn more about our government and how it works and visit all of the historic sites there are to see in Washington. And it's just a great opportunity for students. So
well, I'm sure they're both really excited. And
we're super excited to be able to send students again. It was 2 or 3 years there that we weren't able to send anybody.
Right.
So,
no, that unknown that virus of unknown origin
right
that affected us here in the country. I got, let's see, it looks like the Beyond the Wire, I'm still looking at the January one. Is that the most recent one, or is there another Beyond the Wire that
No, the February should
be out?
Yes, I got my bill one day this week in the mail, and it's in that.
Okay. And then the Enchantment magazine.
The February Enchantment is out,
Mm-hmm.
and it is on our website, and it went out on our Facebook last night, and through email, and
I got the email. I haven't had a chance to read it yet. Is there anything in particular interest?
I haven't had a chance to read it myself, Gene.
Well, now we know what we're going to be doing tonight.
So normally, the pages that are specific to Central Valley Electric were in the very middle. They were page 16 and 17, but they moved that to the front of the magazine, so it's now page 4 and 5.
Okay.
So
check that out and see. But you work on what that content is, right?
We do. Mm-hmm. Yes, we provide that content for the Enchantment, and then they put together the rest of the magazine. So all of the co-ops in the state of New Mexico send out the exact same Enchantment, with the exception of those 2 co-op specific pages. So if you're a member of more than one co-op, you're going to get the same Enchantment, just the 2 pages are going to be different.
That's great. And then, of course, the annual meeting, you mentioned this the last couple of times.
I did.
That's been set, scheduled, and ready to go.
Scheduled, and we're just ready to get it done.
Okay.
Yep. March 18th, Saturday, March 18th. We're going to start at 9 a.m. It's going to be a drive-through style like we did the year before last. And we're going to start at 9 a.m. to noon, so you can drive through anytime during that time frame. And you'll drive through and register. We'll give you a goodie bag. We'll give you another annual report. We'll give you minutes from last year's meeting and everything that you need to go and mark your ballot. And then we'll just direct you to go park and go over that, mark your ballot for different reports that we need you to vote on, as well as 2 board member seats that need to be elected. And then you will go and drop off your ballot, get a $50 gift card for the first 200 members that register. And then we will still have some door prizes, and then we'll do that the following Monday.
Do that so you don't have to be present to win.
No, you do not.
So, looking at the Beyond the Wire, it says you've got Board of Trustees will be nominated from District 4 and District 7.
Yes, and District 4 is the Dexter Hagerman area, currently held by Wesley Pilley. And District 7 is the Hope area, and that seat is held by Michael Bennett. And when you come to the meeting and you get your ballot, you can vote for any of the board members. You don't have to live in that specific district.
Okay. That makes it easy.
Right.
To not have to think about that.
Right.
And then you've got, looks like 7 people on your nominating committee.
There are. We're having a nominating committee next Wednesday, a week from today, at our office at 9 a.m. And our current board members select somebody to represent them on the nominating committee. And so those folks will come together at our office, and they will make their nominations for those 2 open board seats. And so that'll happen next Wednesday.
Next Wednesday. Okay. May I read the names?
Yeah, sure. That's fine with me.
You've got J.T. Jackson from District 1.
Right.
Guadalupita Trujillo. Did I say that right?
You did.
From District 2, Local Hills. Dale Taylor, District 3. Let me guess. Cottonwood.
Cottonwood. Yes.
Jose Chavez, District 4, Dexter Hagerman. Justin Boswell from District 5, which is south of Roswell. Brian Cooper, District 6, north of Roswell. And Jeanette Kelly. District 7, which is Hope.
Yep.
So that's the nominating committee.
Yes.
And so they will gather next Wednesday and then put up the names for consideration for those 2 board positions.
They will.
Okay.
They will.
Excellent. So I guess if you have any questions, you can reach out to them. You probably know them if you live in those parts.
Right.
Served
right
by
in those
CV
areas.
and
Absolutely.
live in those areas. So
Yep.
that's pretty
And
cool.
so those board member seats are, we elect them, and then they serve a 3-year term, and then they're up for re-election every 3 years.
Okay. That sounds exciting. Looks like we've gotten through the cold snap so far. Not
This
like
week.
Yes.
I think we have this week. I think next week there's some chance for...
Is there? I hope not.
When I looked at it today, now if you look
Yeah.
at it tomorrow, it could totally change. But in New Mexico, you never count out.
Sure. Well, it's been a few years since the big breakdown in
Right.
Texas.
Yes.
And are we still, as customers, in essence paying for that through the rates increases, or if things finally kind of stabilize?
We have not had a rate increase because of it.
No, I meant with the
Fuel cost?
fuel cost adjustments. Yeah.
That would be a Mike Anderson question. I don't want to say yes or no and not have the right answer.
Yeah, because I saw some parts of Texas were still having some power issues last week.
Wow.
They were dumpster diving outside a grocery store. People that didn't have, and I'm like, is this America? This just doesn't seem right. You know?
Right.
But things are good with CVE and your power generation and
So far,
availability
so good.
to the customers.
Yes.
So that's good. Anything else we need to cover today?
Can't think of anything.
All right.
If anybody has any questions on the co-op or anything like that, just please feel free to give us a call. We've got people there to answer the phones from 8 a.m. to 1 a.m. 7 days a week.
7 days a week. So if you have any questions, or if you have an outage or something like
Correct.
that,
Yeah.
you can call
Give
that
us a
number.
call.
Okay, and then you've got the app online that
Right.
people can download for checking their
Bills and usage and
all that good stuff. It's for us folks, we run transmitters off of CVE power, so the bill is like the same,
right.
except when there's air conditioning used. So it just kind of stays the same. But for other people that have people in and out, or they have fluctuations that are unusual,
Right.
The apps are very helpful to kind of track that and keep an eye on it.
Absolutely.
So,
Yes.
Good deal. Well, thank you so much for coming in.
Thank you.
And we'll see you next week.
All
We're
right.
gonna head back to the news, and if you want to know what was said last night, or an interpretation of what was said last night, we've got Clay and Buck, Sean Hannity, and Mark Levin all getting ready to take care of it for you. That's coming up next. And I think we do have some Texas Tech Red Raider basketball coming up later today, so that'll be a nice diversion. Yeah, listen to another set of losers. No, wait.